me to host this session with everybody today. We have a great staff team and we've been working on this project for quite some time. And we look forward also to exploring and learning with you in the next couple of hours on mindfulness and well-being. Heaven only knows that we all need a little peace and calm in our lives, given everything that we've gone through over the last 6 months with the pandemic. So thank you for being here, and specifically to our student mentees. I really applaud you for registering for this summit on a Saturday morning. This is a gift to yourself. Please take this next couple of hours and make this experience all about you. Just think about yourself. We're going to share some tools and techniques that are going to be great for you. They're going to renew you, refresh you, and reassure you in some ways also. And be proud of the fact that you're here today. And please know that we believe in you, and that you believe in yourself too. So mentioned a couple of things about the chat box. You can ask questions by all means. Again, this session is all about you. We want to hear from you where you feel comfortable. And the other thing is that I'm happy to say that everybody attending today will receive a prize. We have a number of raffle prizes that will be given throughout the session, and we will be mailing the prizes and gifts to you next week. So that's something very nice to look forward to. So before I introduce our president and founder, I would like to also just take the opportunity to thank the DeLuca Foundation, who we've partnered with for today's session. Without their support, this wouldn't be possible. I'm very grateful to Judith Fletcher, the grant manager at the DeLuca Foundation, who I've been working with. Without their support, as I say, this wouldn't be possible today. So I'd like to introduce to you also our Women of Tomorrow staff. We have Cynthia Lozano, who some of you have already met. She's our Director of Programs. Hi, Cynthia. We have Benjamin Peters, who I know many of you know Benjamin and work with him day by day. He's our Senior Program Coordinator. Then we also have Janae McKinney, who is our Program Coordinator for Dade County, and also a former mentee. Very proud of Janae's work. So without further ado, I'd like to hand over to Cynthia to make a couple of announcements and to do our first activity.
Thank you, Anita, and good morning to all the mentees, mentors, and school coordinators. We are so delighted to have you this morning here today. So before we start our first poll, which I will introduce, I wanted to just remind our seniors in the room that our scholarships, our applications are now available. So please contact your school coordinator for more information, so you can review all the information for you to apply for the application. We really encourage you to start the process immediately, just because there's specific requirements. So we want to make sure that you have them all and that we dedicate you time and answer your questions. We look forward to seeing your application come through and wish you all the best on your submission. So now we're going to kick off our summit by introducing our first poll, which is a really fun poll. It's a this or that poll. I'm sure many of you are familiar with some of those questions. So we are going to get started, and Ben is going to launch the poll, so you should be able to see it on your screen. And we'll have 1 minute to answer all the questions.
Welcome. You've got mail.
So most of those questions are, the first question is Netflix or Hulu. I already see a couple of you answering Netflix more than Hulu. Then we have Walmart and Target, TikTok or Instagram, that's a fun one. Apple or Android, online shopping or shopping at a store, that one's really important for all of us as girls. And then TV or book. And then new makeup, new clothes. And the last one is yoga or running. So you guys have about 15 seconds to answer the poll, and then we can go over the results. All right, I hope you got your responses. Let's see the highest percentages for each one of our questions. So this one for me was a no-brainer. I figured Netflix was going to win over Hulu. There's a lot of great things out on Netflix this week, actually. The Selena series was out yesterday. I started watching the first episode. It was great. And then between Walmart and Target, surprisingly, I thought Walmart was going to have the highest percentage, but Target was at 56%. So Target is the winner for our second question. And between TikTok and Instagram, TikTok had the highest percentage at 63%. I thought you guys might pick Instagram a little more than TikTok now that Instagram has Reels. So that question was interesting to see. And then between Apple and Android, Apple is the winner at 88%. Between online shopping and shopping at a store, that was really, really close. Shopping at a store won with 52%, online shopping with 48%. So that one was very, very close. Between a book or TV, most of you chose TV at 65%. I'm guessing it correlates with most of you choosing Netflix as your top answer between Hulu. And between new makeup and new clothes, 93% of you chose new clothes and 7% of you chose new makeup. That is surprising. I usually like more makeup than clothes. I like getting all the new lipsticks that are out and so forth. So that one was a really interesting response from all of you. And yoga and running, believe it or not, was 50% and 50%. So most of you like doing like yoga indoors and most of you like running outside. So that was great. Thank you guys for participating. I really hope you enjoy the poll that we have for today's summit. We will have a couple of more polls that we hope that you can enjoy. So now during our summit, you will have the opportunity to participate in 4 raffles and win amazing prizes. You should have received your raffle number on your confirmation email. So please, if you did not see your raffle number, if you did not check your email this morning, and you do not have your raffle number, just send your name on the chat and we will be more than happy to provide you with that number. We want to make sure you have it. So when we call out the numbers, maybe you are a lucky winner. So as Anita mentioned earlier today, the prizes will be mailed to your house in the upcoming days. So now we're just going to get to our first raffle because I believe this is one of the most exciting parts of our summit. So for the first raffle, we're going to have 5 lucky winners. So listen closely for your number. And the lucky winners are going to win 3 bangle bracelets. As you can see them on the screen, you should be able to see all of the different prizes that we're offering for this raffle. Then we also have a makeup purse that comes with a body milk. A makeup brush case is the one with the white with the little skull. A passport holder, which is important if you're traveling. A makeup purse and shower gel is our last prize. So I'll give you a couple of seconds to just locate your raffle number. And then I am going to call out the raffle winning numbers. So for the 3 bangle bracelets, the lucky winner is 312, 312. For the makeup purse and body milk, the lucky winner is 190, 190. For the makeup brush case, the lucky winner is number 24, 24. For the passport holder, the lucky winner is 232. And our last number is with the makeup purse and the shower gel is number 397, 397. So I'll send this information on the chat just in case that you might have missed your raffle number and winning prize. And again, we'll send out these prizes to you after the summit via mail. And thank you for participating and stay tuned for our additional raffles.
Great. Thank you so much, Cynthia. I saw in the chat that some of our guests were not able to see the poll. I believe that there's a button in the top right-hand corner where you can select and see the poll. If somebody can maybe give a little better description in the chat box of where our guests can find the poll, that would be great. Cynthia or Benjamin, that would be great. Okay, so thank you. As we mentioned earlier, everybody will be receiving a prize or a gift. I'm happy to advise everybody that's attending today, you'll all receive a nice beach tote bag, and we'll be sending that to you in the next week or so. So you'll receive that just in time for the holidays, a nice visit to the beach. Anyway, so moving along, as I mentioned earlier, we are very privileged to have with us this morning our president and founder of Women of Tomorrow. It's a privilege for me to introduce you to Jennifer. Jennifer Valoppi is the founder and president of Women of Tomorrow. Jennifer is an award-winning journalist. She's been recognized on the floor of the United States Congress many times. And without Jennifer's vision, we wouldn't be where we are today. As Jennifer said, we're changing the world one young woman at a time since 1997. So Jennifer, thank you for taking time to be with us this morning. We're very grateful.
Thanks, Anita. Hi, everybody. It's great to see you all. Welcome. It's great to see you all on this Saturday morning. You know, I think it's especially important during these particularly trying times that we're in right now that we all have a sense of connectedness to each other. Obviously, this would be much better if we could all be in person and we could, you know, shake hands and hug each other and all the rest of that. But, you know, we'll try and do the best we can to provide a sense of community. Zoom for the we all need someone we can reach out to, and even more on a basis. I want to point out right off, if there's anyone right now that is in critical or urgent need at this time, feel you're in danger in any way, please reach out directly to your Women from School coordinator or message us privately on this Zoom so we can try and resources. Okay, don't ever feel alone. Don't ever feel afraid. You are part of our family. I'll give you a little bit of background on the program. I started the Women of Tomorrow Mentoring System back in 1997. I was a mayor of the NBC station here in Miami, and I was something that I
Miss Jennifer, you're breaking up.
Okay, not much I can do about that. I'm hoping my connectedness will work a little better. But let's see if it's a little bit.
When you lean forward, we can hear you well. When you go
Okay.
back, then when you break up.
Okay, is this a little bit better here? Can you hear me better now?
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for that. I never had that happen in this this room before, but who knows, we put in a new internet recently, so maybe that's part of the problem. Anyway, so I started the program back in 1997. And what I was doing was I was looking for a way to help young women live up to their full potential. In Women of Tomorrow, a lot of times we use the term at risk. And sometimes the girls get a little concerned about that. Well, we do that for a couple of reasons. And let me just explain. First of all, if we didn't use the term at risk, we couldn't get funded as an organization, and then we wouldn't be able to mentor, and none of this would be able to happen. So that is one of the reasons we use the term. But as far as I'm concerned, all teenagers, all young women are at risk. I was certainly at risk when I was a teenager, and it's one of the reasons that I started this program and was so passionate about women helping women and creating a scenario where more accomplished professional women can get together and try and do something to help young women live up to their full potential. If you guys could just mute your mic, because I'm hearing a lot of people with background noise. Thank you. Now's the time in your life when you're making decisions that really count. The results of your actions can stick with you for an entire lifetime, and yet very few people actually have places and people they can go to and speak confidentially and get good advice. And that is what Women of Tomorrow is all about. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, not just when no one else does, but especially when no one else does. And I also believe it's important to believe in something that is bigger than yourself and to feel like you're part of something that is bigger than yourself. And at Women of Tomorrow, you are part of a network of young women, of graduates and current mentees, over 20,000 strong. Okay, in Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties, and also metropolitan Detroit. And now many of our graduates are all over the country. There are over 3,000 girls that are being mentored just in South Florida this year. We're in 113 public high schools. We have hundreds of mentors, accomplished professional women that volunteer their time to be here for you, because we all want to see you overcome any difficulties you may be going through. We want to see you succeed. I want to introduce you, and I know she wasn't expecting this, so I'm kind of throwing her under the bus on this, but Abby Wint is one of our mentees. She graduated some years ago, I believe it was 2008, Abby, and now she's a registered nurse, a mother, and a very accomplished young woman who also mentors for Women of Tomorrow, because that is our goal. You're a mentee at one point, and we hope that you will stay with us and come back to us as a mentor to help other young girls along. Abby, would you mind just saying a couple of words about the program?
Hi, everyone. How are you? I'm very happy to be here. I'm sorry, I'm a little caught off guard. I have my little ones in the background, and I'm trying to keep down. But I appreciate being here. I actually woke up early this morning, just doing my reading and doing my self-focusing and just trying to rebalance myself, because I'm in a lot of transitions in my life right now. But Women of Tomorrow has been there for me through every transition, from my high school years. My freshman year, I started off with Women of Tomorrow. I, at that time, had lost my grandmother, who had raised me and my 7 siblings, and didn't have my mom and dad in my life, and it was a really tough time for me. And Women of Tomorrow supported me, and I met really wonderful women who encouraged me and told me all the great things that I can do. And the guest speakers were so helpful. And Women of Tomorrow was with me from my freshman year all the way to my senior year. And my senior year, I graduated with a nursing scholarship. I graduated, but I also got a nursing scholarship. So now I'm a nurse. And I am now mentoring with my former mentor, Judge Pratt, at my high school, Stranahan High School, which I love. And Women of Tomorrow to this day is a place where I understand the importance of the program, the impact it has had on my life. And even now, as a young adult, Women of Tomorrow is such a vital importance in my life. They've supported me, and it's always a place where I know I can get some guidance. So I'm grateful to be here.
Thank you, Abby. So once a Women of Tomorrow, always a Women of Tomorrow. And we want you to stay in touch with us after you've graduated high school. If you go to college, if you go on whatever you do professionally, we want you to stay in touch with us all the time. We want to be here for you, and we want to continue to build our community so that we can all help each other. A lot of us have a lot of people that we want to take care of, people that we'd like to help, but I can tell you right now, if you don't take care of yourself, it's very difficult to help anyone else. So today we're going to focus on taking care of you. And I'd like to ask you all just to relax for a few minutes, sit back in your chairs or wherever you're sitting. And I want you to breathe in for a moment. Just focus on your breathing. If you want, you can close your eyes for a second, especially for the yogis in the group, since I understand 50% of you like to do yoga, I hope, or maybe you just like yoga clothes. I don't know, but I'm a bit of a yogi myself. So if you could just, sit back, relax in your chair, and breathe into the count of 8 very slowly, and then out to the count of 8. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. So take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do it again. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just one more. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you feel a bit more relaxed? You have a little sense of a little sense of peace, I hope, that that comes from that slow breathing. In yoga, we would say you can now set your intention for the day. It might be an affirmation. You might want to remind yourself how strong and how competent you are, how limitless your potential is. You might want to think about all the things that you're grateful for. It's a super simple breathing technique that when you're stressed out can help you calm down anytime. It gets a little extra blood to your brain and it'll help you make better decisions. You can add to that a really simple sound like the word one, or maybe the word om that many people have heard. And if you repeat that word, whatever you choose that word to be, if you repeat it over and over and over in your head, just gently while you're breathing in and out slowly, and you do that for a few minutes, you're actually beginning the process of meditation. Okay, that one word, whatever you choose, or that sound is called a mantra. And I know that other people are going to speak in more detail later on this morning about meditating, but the reason I bring it up, or about mindfulness and meditation, the reason I bring it up is that when I was your age, and I was in high school and I needed to do a speech for a debate class. And I was looking for kind of an easy way to get all my research. And I found this article in a magazine that was on meditation. And what it said was that it relaxed you and it expanded your brain. And what I was really, kind of intrigued by was the concept that we only use 10% of our brain, and that there's so much more of our brain available to us if only we could access it. And that by calming yourself down, by putting yourself in a calm state and focusing on gratitude and simple things, that you can actually expand your brain, and it enables you to learn things quicker because it takes a lot of the clutter out. I started meditating in high school and I started doing it that way, and I've done it off and on my whole life. And I'll tell you that I have found out that when I was in college and I would meditate just a couple of days before a test. I've never meditated like every single day of my life by far, but I haven't been that dedicated. But if I would meditate just a couple of days before a test, I would find that I had to study less and I would score higher on the tests. I was absorbing more when I would then go on to study. And you can meditate once a day, twice a day. First thing in the morning is usually the best time to do it. Then when I first got into television, I was like 20 years old, and I was supposed to do the weather in Flint, Michigan, actually. And my first day on television, I had to go on live on the air, and I had to ad lib for 4 minutes or 4.5 minutes. I was terrified, and I didn't really even realize how terrified I was until, like about 2 minutes before I was ready to go on air. I stood at the news desk during the commercial break, and I realized my heart was pounding and I was breathing rapidly, and I very quietly started my breathing technique. And then in my head, I started silently chanting that mantra. And almost immediately, my breathing slowed down, my heart rate slowed down, and I was able to get through that first live newscast. It's essentially a Pavlovian response. And if you ever take a psychology class, you'll hear about what a Pavlovian response is. But you're marrying this word, this mantra, and this slow breathing technique to the concept of peace and calmness, so that anytime you evoke the mantra or the breathing, that sense of peace and calmness follows. Obviously it takes practice to do that, but it doesn't take a lot of practice. It's a great technique to consider. And I'll just also point out, because a lot of people think of meditation as Eastern, they'll think of Zen meditation or Hindu meditation. But the truth is, every great religion, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, they all have their forms of meditation, as well as meditations that are not attached to any religion at all. So it's all about seeking peace and gratitude, and you can research them all online. And I just want to throw that out to you because I know that it's something that I found very helpful over my life, and I hope you do too. But you're going to hear more about that. It's a great way to take care of yourself and give yourself a little bit of private time every day. Does anyone have any questions before we move on that they would like to ask me? Is there anything you want to know about the program, or anything I can tell you real quickly? Just unmute your mic if you do.
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to know what your mantra chant was that you did.
Well, I've done many different kinds over the years because there's so many, I've done like 20 different kinds of meditation. I was, when I first started doing it, it was something called transcendental meditation, and they told you were never supposed to say your mantra out loud. I never really believed that. I always thought that was only because there was a few mantras and they didn't want everybody to know, share what they were. But like is one of the common ones. Then, I mean, there was something that was like an chom sort of thing that was supposed to be just a resonant sound. There's, the word one, just saying the word one over and over again. There's a bunch of, if you look up a bunch of different meditations, there's so many, different kinds that you can do in so many different sounds, and you'll find a lot of them online, but those are a couple I've used.
Okay, thank you.
In the beginning, one of the other women, I forget her name, she said that you were a journalist.
Yes, a television journalist, yeah, and a writer. I've written a couple of books, and yeah, and I was on television for 28 years in New York, Los Angeles, and Miami.
Oh, that's cool.
I have a question. For all your success, if you could go back in time and tell yourself to start something or do something, what would that be?
Well, I think that the biggest thing that is it really important for you guys is that this is such a critical time in life that this is not the time to be lazy. This is the time when you really want to go after everything you want. Dream big. This is the time to have big dreams, but go after your dreams. Recognize that every single step you take is taking you one step closer to your future. So decide what it is you want in your head. Get it in your head, visualize it, think about it, and then everything you do, every decision you make it about getting you closer to that dream. That's the thing, that the sooner you pick that up, the faster you realize that, the easier your life will be and the more success you'll achieve. And then you have to kind of be open to the universe a little bit. You have to be open to, if things really are not working, not to say that anything you really want is going to require effort, is going to require a lot of effort. But if things are really not working for you and it just repeatedly not working, you need to learn from the failures and why is this not working and how do you get to the next level, and try and be open to, to what, you may be doing wrong so that you can correct your mistakes. The faster you correct your mistakes, the easier life is.
Thank you.
Hi, I have a quick question. How did you find what you're passionate about?
I was a psych major in college studying psychology of women, which is what led me to create Women of Tomorrow many years later. I was getting ready to go to law school when I got into television. And I did that because I love to write. I've written 2 books. I have a book out now called Certain Cure, which, by the way, starting, not trying to promote my book, but my book on Monday, all next week, will be free on Amazon. It's called Certain Cure. So if you want to download a free copy of the book, it's the 1 week where the publisher's doing a free promotion on it. I also wrote a book on Sinatra, but I love to write. And I had done a little bit of modeling when I was in college, and I had done a television commercial. And I thought, while I was getting ready to go to law school, I was trying to do something a little fun, but I still needed to make money. And I just thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could marry the concept of writing and journalism together with something I had been pretty comfortable with. And I ended up getting into television. But, I make it sound very simple. I'll tell you that I did everything for months and months and months and months, and was turned down by everybody who told me I had no shot at ever getting into television. And then I finally got this guy at a small station in Flint, Michigan, to give me an audition. He wouldn't let me be a reporter, which is what I wanted to do, because he said I didn't have the experience, but he allowed me to come in and audition for a weather person, which was what he needed. And I drove out twice in a snowstorm. It took me like hours to get there. And I did the audition. And at the end of the day, I was actually teaching modeling on the side, and I had two jobs. I was working at a law firm, and I was teaching modeling on the side. And I was laying on the floor of my apartment with no food in the refrigerator. I knew I was going to have to take another job soon. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. The phone rang, and it was Jerry Jensen, the news director from the television station. And he said, "I've got good news and I've got bad news for you." And I said, "Well, give me the bad news." He said, "No." He said, "The good news is you've got the job." He said, "The bad news is I can't pay you very much." Well, I screamed and I said, "It's okay. It's okay. I'll do it for free. I'll do it for free." And he's like, he thought about it for a second, and then he's like, "No, I can't do that. I don't even think that would be legal." He said, "I'll pay you $180 a week to do the 6 and the 11 o'clock weather in Flint, Michigan." I drove an hour and a half every day just to get to work, an hour and a half home at 1 o'clock in the morning. And he gave me the opportunity to also start reporting a little bit, to learn about the business, to do a little bit of anchoring. And from there, I started a 28-year career. And when it came time to go to law school, I realized that I would never, if I left television, I would never have the opportunity to get back in, because it had been so difficult to get there the first place. And, the moral to that story is, when everybody tells you you can't do something, it only takes one person to tell you you can. Everyone told me when said I was going to try and get into television that there's no way you will ever be able to do this. I didn't know anyone who even knew anyone who was in television. But one person comes along if you work hard enough. And I was discouraged. I was at the last, this is it. It's over. It was a dream, never going to happen. And right at that moment, someone said yes. So I'm a very big believer in having big dreams and just following them and taking them to the end, until you really realize if you can't do something anymore, then sometimes you have to let go and move on. But when you get to that point, you should be able to find the next door. But, and just clearly, I don't want to talk about this forever because I'm taking too much time, but I was doing 3 different things before I actually got into doing what I spent 28 years of my life doing. And now I write books, and, I also did a lot of investigative work. So I worked on a lot of legal stuff. So it's kind of like all roads come to here. And psychology and the psychology of women, I created Women of Tomorrow. So everything in your life will have meaning at some point. It just takes a while to get there. And I want to move on because I don't want to take up too much time. I am on social media, and if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them and stuff like that. You can find me anywhere on social media, but have big dreams. That's the most important thing you can do, and follow them. It's just as easy to achieve a big dream as it is to achieve a small one. They both take a lot of work. Anita, I'm going to throw it back to you so that we can move on.
Thanks, Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, really appreciate that. I can certainly relate to the moment that you describe about being at at the media room outside of the studio and having heart palpitations. I had experiences in my life with that, and certainly the breathing technique that you shared. I do it every day, sometimes twice, 3 times a day. So really appreciate that, and definitely encourage our students and mentors and school coordinators to use that technique. And thank you also for sharing your inspirational story, Jennifer. We appreciate it. For all of our attendees, we put the link to Jennifer's book that will be free next week that she mentioned. It's in the chat box. So please go to the chat and you'll find the link right there. So thank you again, Jennifer, and thank you for founding Women of Tomorrow. Very grateful. I wish I had had Women of Tomorrow when I was growing up in Scotland so many years ago. Anyway, I'm happy now to introduce to you our opening video, kindly put together for us by one of our key speakers today, Dr. Raina Marnak. We're very grateful to Raina for the time that she spent with us in preparation for the session. She prepared the video, she edited the video, and I'm sure that you're all going to be inspired by this video. Raina is an assistant professor of contemporary voice and performance artistry at the University of Miami Frost School of Music, and you'll be hearing more from Raina later. But before, let's go ahead and watch the screen and watch the video, and you're going to hear about your key character strengths. If you would like, make a note of some or make a mental note, because we all know that you have many strengths. The video is coming shortly.
Uniquely You, Discovering Your Character Strengths with Dr. Raina Marnak. Hello, I'm so excited to be doing this with you. My name's Dr. Raina Marnak, and I'm a professor of contemporary voice and performance artistry here in Miami at the University of Miami's Frost School of Music. I would like to share something with you that I am very passionate about. And this goes back to sort of feeling that you have a purpose for something. I remember being a very young girl, just knowing that part of my purpose in this life, no matter what I did, was to make people feel like they are exactly who they need to be, that they are good enough. And I feel that I've spent a lot of my life as a voice teacher, helping people find their voice, literally and figuratively. We are so unique in the expression of our personalities. Character strengths are said to almost be like the rings of the tree. There's something that we're born with. You're going to have an opportunity to take the same survey I took when I discovered what mine were, and you're gonna learn about yours. So these are the 24 character strengths. The wisdom strand, curiosity. You are curious about the world. You are always asking questions. Love of learning. These are the people that just have to learn how to do new things all of the time. Judgment. You're able to think things through and see them on both sides. Creativity. You're the person who's always thinking of a novel and new way to do something. And finally, perspective. This is someone you might go to for advice. The humanity strand. Social intelligence. This is a person who really can read the room. Love. We love love. You value your close and intimate relationships with others and kindness. You're kind and generous to others, and you're never too busy to do a favor or do something for somebody, even if you don't know them that well. Courage, bravery. You are not going to shrink away from a threat, a challenge, a pain, a difficulty. Perseverance. You take on difficult projects and finish them. Honesty. Well, we know honest people. Sometimes people are too honest. But you are the person that if someone wants the truth, you're going to give them the truth. Zest. You are a spirited person. You throw yourself body and soul into the activities you undertake. Temperance. Self-regulation. You can easily hold your desires and needs and impulses in check. Forgiveness. So you will turn the other cheek. Humility. This is someone who does not seek the spotlight, but you prefer to let your accomplishments speak for themselves. Prudence. You're a careful person. You don't say or do things you might later regret. Justice. Teamwork. You're a loyal and dedicated teammate on a real team or just in a group. Fairness. You don't let your personal feelings bias what is fair. Leadership. A true leader really elevates people. Transcendence, gratitude. You're aware of the good things that happen to you. You never take them for granted. Appreciation of beauty and excellence, wonder and awe. You stop and smell the roses You really notice and appreciate beauty. Hope. You expect the best in the future and you plan and work in order to achieve it. Humor. We know what this is. You love to laugh. You love making other people laugh. Spirituality. You have a strong and coherent beliefs about the higher purpose and meaning in the universe.
Great. Cynthia?
Great video. Thank you, Reina, for preparing this video. It was definitely great food for thought. As we continue our conversation for today and embrace our character strengths, focusing on our dreams and aspirations for the future. So continue to dream big, just like our founder mentioned to you earlier today. So now it's my pleasure to introduce our second speaker, who is Cody Boland. Cody is a pre-doctoral graduate student in the clinical psychology program at the University of Miami. Go Canes. Cody's research focuses on the impact of mindfulness, and she is currently working on an app that will expand the accessibility of mindfulness. So Cody, pass along the information once your app is already out for us. Cody recently completed a 1-month solo through hike of the John Muir Trail in California. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And Cody is here to help us understand what mindfulness is, and maybe she'll also share a story from her solo hike. So welcome, Cody.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you very much. And good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And before I kind of get started explaining what is mindfulness and how it works and how you can use it, I just want to take a second to acknowledge that there are 237 participants here today, and that is amazing. I think the fact that you took part of your Saturday out to learn about mindfulness, to learn how to care for yourself well, is so important and really a testament to who you are. So give yourself a round of applause for doing that, because that's wonderful. And so there's going to be a lot of really great speakers, a lot of great women here sharing with you how you can practice self-care, how you can do mindfulness, do meditation. And so kind of the theme of this today is partially mindfulness. And I'm just curious, before we start, how many people have heard of mindfulness before this? And you can go ahead and raise your hand. I'm actually going to scroll through my screen a little bit so I can see where the hands are. So raise your hand if you kind of know what mindfulness is. Okay, so a lot of people. That's amazing. I'm really glad to see that some of you are already aware of what this is. I'm glad to see also that some people don't have their hands up, because that means I have something to talk to you about today. And it means that, you know, maybe you'll learn something new. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, because as a scientist, I really like PowerPoint slides, and I think it's a pretty good way to share this. So I'm going to click this. All right, and can everyone see my screen? Let's see, are you seeing the right screen? I don't think so.
Yes.
You are, okay. So we'll try this again.
Yes, it was there, Cody. It was.
Is it back now?
It's coming.
Okay.
It has started screen sharing. We don't see the image just yet.
Not yet. Okay. Well, I'll just keep chatting while we're doing this. So today, like Cynthia mentioned, my name is Cody Boland. I am a 4th year PhD student in clinical psychology at the University of Miami. And so while we do things like learn how to become a therapist, I also am a researcher, and my research focuses on mindfulness. So I'm really excited to share with you guys what mindfulness is, how you can use it in your life, and some of the science behind it. And I'm going to do this really briefly, but if there's any science nerds out in the audience that want to chat about this afterwards, feel free to tweet at me, Cody Boland 3, and I would love to chat more science afterwards. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm a part of the JA lab, led by Amishi Jha, and our research lab is Mindfulness and Research Practice Initiative. And what we do is we research mindfulness and attention, and how practicing mindfulness can impact attention. Because obviously you'll come to learn, mindfulness and attention go hand in hand. Mindfulness is just paying attention to specific things. So you'll come to learn how those things kind of combined. And we all have a general idea of what attention is, right? So just paying attention to something happening. And at any given moment, there's hundreds of things happening all around us at every moment. Maybe you can hear like a car outside of your house honking right now, or maybe there's people in another room making some noises. Again, there's hundreds of things we could be paying attention to at any moment, but we can't. We can't possibly pay attention to all those things at one time. So our attention is kind of like a flashlight that shines on specific things that it thinks our brain should be paying attention to. Attention is our brain's boss in a way. And it can be shined internally at the self or externally at other things or about thoughts or feelings. And attention is really important because it plays a really critical role in a lot of your functioning and well-being. So it affects cognitive, emotional, and social aspects. And these are things like planning, learning. I know Jennifer mentioned that she would do some mindfulness and some meditation before taking an exam. And there's science that shows that if you do it, it helps with the attentional processes and taking in information, learning, problem solving. Emotionally, it helps with regulating emotions. So if you're feeling really intense emotions like anger, irritation, or sadness, it helps to regulate those and to kind of resist some impulsive judgments. And then socially, attention helps with communication, which is super important in life, right? So managing conflict, negotiating, and in general, our attention can be pretty good at knowing where our brain should focus. It's pretty good boss at saying, hey, here's where we're going to shine the flashlight right now. That is until we're stressed. So stress is really bad for our ability to focus our attention. And I don't know if anyone here has experienced this. Raise your hand again if you think you've had poor concentration or poor attention because of stress. Okay, I see a lot of hands going up, right? So yeah, and in our lab, we've seen that specifically when people go through periods of high stress, their attention declines a ton. And the problem with that is stress is unavoidable, right? We'd like to avoid it, but the reality of the situation is there's going to be stressful situations all the time in life. Think of right now with the pandemic. This has been a particularly stressful period in time for everybody. Maybe you're transitioning to like online school or there's school stress and we aren't socially seeing people as we used to. So pretty impossible to avoid stress entirely. And we know that in these periods, a stressed mind is a wandering mind. So when your mind is stressed, you tend to focus on the past, and that's kind of going over and over and over things that happened in the past that you really don't have control over. Or it's focused on the future, so worrying about what might happen, about what will happen. And I don't know if anyone has experienced kind of when you're reading a book or you're reading and you realize you get to the end of the page and you say like, oh man, I haven't read any of this. Has that happened to anyone besides me? Maybe. That's an example of this. So it's just mind wandering. You're not focused on the present moment. You're focused on the past and the future, generally in a negative way too. And why that is a little dismal sounding, I have good news. There's a way we can help change that. And that's through mindfulness. And so for anyone that isn't familiar with what mindfulness is, a definition would be paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally. Another example that I really like, or a definition, is it's the basic human ability to be fully present, aware of where we are and what we're doing, and not overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around us. So example would be that breathing. When we breathed in for 8 seconds and then out for 8 seconds, we were fully focused on breathing. We weren't thinking about what we're doing next or what happened yesterday. We were just in that moment, breathing, not judging our reactions, fully present. And so when people think of mindfulness sometimes, they can think of like sitting in a room for hours meditating, or like your hands like this, or there's some preconceived notions of what meditation and mindfulness is, and why that is one way of practicing, and you can absolutely do that. It's also not necessary. So if you think about this definition, you can really pay attention in the present moment, non-judgmentally, in almost anything you do. So it could be sitting here, listening mindfully, trying to pay attention fully to this, or it can be something like going on a walk mindfully and paying attention to the sights and the sounds, the smells in the air. It can be just sitting quietly in the morning and drinking a cup of coffee or tea and noticing the warmth on your hands and the taste of the coffee. So it's not always sitting in a dark room, and you can really integrate it into your life in a lot of ways. And so, like I mentioned earlier, our lab studies mindfulness and how it can help protect attention from getting worse over these really stressful periods. And it does this by kind of, like I mentioned, training the brain to stay more focused on the present moment. And that decreases kind of worrying about what happened in the past or worrying about what might happen in the future. And so this is just a little science for anyone that likes the nerdy side of it. In our studies in our lab, we've shown that practicing mindfulness, and this isn't a ton of mindfulness, this isn't 4 hours a day, this is 15 minutes a day for 4 days a week. So a really doable time. But doing that can protect against those declines. So if we see the bottom red line, that's the no mindfulness training group. People, their attention time seems to go down over time. People that do practice mindfulness, average amount, it protects against that. And then even if you practice a lot, so the more you practice, the more benefit you're going to see. So we see that high mindfulness training even increases attention. Sorry, everyone, my slides are broken. Okay, there we go. So we talked about the cognitive benefits, the attentional benefits, but that's not the only benefits. We see that there's also physical benefits. So improving your quality of sleep, it boosts your immunity, may help lower your blood pressure, reduce stress. Emotionally, it helps you increase empathy. It decreases emotional reactivity. It's been shown to decrease symptoms of depression and anxiety. And then socially, it improves your relationship satisfaction and communication. So there are a lot of benefits, and it really works in a lot of ways that you can apply to your life, especially as you're in this transitional period where you're kind of going out, you're making these big decisions in your life. It's a good thing. So it works, but like, who practices mindfulness? Is it just a bunch of like super spiritual people sitting in their room on meditation pillows? Probably, but not only. So lots of people practice mindfulness, and a lot of people attribute their success to mindfulness. So we have a bunch of celebrities here. We have Oprah, we have Kendrick Lamar, Kate Middleton, Trevor Noah, Serena Williams, J Balvin. These are all people that have openly said, hey, I practice mindfulness and I think it's doing a lot of good for me. We also have people like LeBron James, Tom Brady, the CEO of Microsoft. A lot of people say the reason why I can do what I do, I live a high stress life, is because I'm able to regulate myself and balance via mindfulness. So I want to make sure that you guys leave with an idea of how you can integrate this into your own life. And so again, you don't have to sit for hours every day and do this. The beauty of it is you can really integrate it into your daily routine, doing things you're already doing. So things like breathing mindfully. I loved that 8-second, just anytime you can do that. Paying attention to your breathing. You can eat or drink mindfully. You can move mindfully. So whether you're a runner or whether you're team yoga, either one, you can bring your awareness and attention to it and move mindfully. And then lastly, you can download an app. There are a ton of free apps out there. You know, maybe you've heard of Headspace or Calm. There's also one called Insight Timer, and I'm sure these will get sent out in the resources that will get sent to you later. But that's a really nice way and kind of guides you how to start doing it if you're like, I don't know where to begin. Before I wrap up, I do want to leave you with one, and you can use this anytime, and it's called the stop practice. And a lot of times we tell people, okay, well, when you see a stop sign, let the stop sign be a reminder to do this practice. But you can really write stop on a sticky note, put it on your bathroom mirror, put it on your back door, write it in your journal, anything that you'll see a lot. And it stands for S is stop, T is take a breath, O is observe, so be aware of your surroundings, sights, sounds, smells, and P is proceed. So again, it's just a minute, takes less than a minute probably, but just a way to recenter yourself and to kind of get that balance again before moving on to your next activity. So again, stop, take a breath, observe, and proceed. So thank you. I hope this was helpful. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now so I can see you guys all the way. I know that we're on a time thing, so do we want to do questions?
Yeah,
maybe
we'll
at the
do questions. Thanks, Cody. We'll do questions at the end, but that was really great. Some great takeaways. I love the stop. I love the stop. I'm going to put the stop in my phone also. That's a for sure. And I love the quote, paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally. That's great, really great. Thank you so much, Cody. I know you're going to stay with us, so we'll be able to take your questions at the end from the group. But thank you very much. So I'm happy now to introduce to you one of our new mentors to Women of Tomorrow this year. Very excited to introduce to you Connie Kennard. Connie is new, and she's a new mentor at the School of Advanced Studies at Homestead. She's already had, I think, 1 or 2 mentoring sessions already this school season. So for that, we're very grateful, Connie. We know you're busy. Connie is the Vice President of Multicultural Tourism and Development at the Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce, Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, my apologies. That's okay. And Connie leads the department there and focuses on promoting multicultural neighborhoods and events of Miami's diverse tourism offerings. And Connie has worked in the hospitality industry for 25 years. She holds a master's degree in management and a bachelor in business administration. So welcome, Connie. We're excited to have you here today.
Well, thank you so much. I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to be with this wonderful group. As Cody mentioned, on this Saturday morning, you've taken your time to just spend some time for yourself. And again, that's what this whole session is about, to help empower yourself and help strengthen you from your mind, your body, and your soul. And so what I want to talk about, and as you'll learn today, all of the things that we're presenting are applications that you can use. It's like news you can use that when you finish this today, there's some things that you can actually do. So my portion of this will be about centering your mind daily. And I'm calling this mirror talk or mind talk. And so if any of you all are at home, you don't need to necessarily leave your Zoom, but if you have a mirror close or in front of a mirror, you may want to utilize this as we go through our talk this morning. But I call this mirror talk or mind talk because every day we all get up and we get ready. And what do we do when we get ready to do our hair, put on our makeup? We're in the mirror. Isn't that right? We get up and look at ourselves, brush our teeth, and do those things. So these exercises that we're going to talk about today are things you can use when you're in the mirror. They are going to be called affirmations, or are called affirmations. And does anybody know what affirmations are? You don't have to say it out loud, but just kind of say it to yourself. What are affirmations? They are ways to reassure yourself. You can reassure yourself. And I want you to know that because sometimes we don't always have people around to pat us on the back or to give us the advice we need when we need it. But these practices today, a lot of them will be you being able to reassure yourself and your foundation to get through. After today, we'll go through some affirmations, but I want you to think about some that will be useful for you. So after this session today, some of your homework or fun work will be to write down some affirmations that will work for you and that will help you to advance. There are all kinds of circumstances in life. And so there are all kinds of affirmations needed to help you move through. So let's get started on some. So envision yourself, regardless if you're looking at your screen, envision yourself is if you're up in the morning, and I encourage you to do this in the morning to help center yourself before you start your day, looking in the mirror and saying an affirmation to yourself. So the first one that I say sometimes that I would encourage you to say, there is no one better to be today than myself. There is no one better to be today than myself. I'm looking out, but it's like I'm looking in the mirror, getting ready for work. So I say that to myself. I look at myself in the eyes and I say that, and I say, yeah, and I keep going. Why is that important? Because you are you. You were made uniquely and wonderfully. And so there's no one better to be than you. If you see on my screen behind me, I have all these little blue balls, right? And one yellow one there. So it's okay that you're the yellow one and that you're not like all the blue ones, because you're you, okay? So that's the first affirmation. We're gonna go through 8. The second one, I get better every single day. I'm looking out at my mirror. Why is that important to say to yourself? Because whatever you may be going through, it only makes you better. It's a word that I use sometimes, and I call it a blessing, a blessing, a blessing and a lesson together, right? Sometimes you get a hard lesson, but it's also a blessing, so it's a blessing. So I get better every single day. If you had a hard day yesterday, in the morning, you might have to get up and say to yourself, I get better every single day. Just a way to reassure yourself that whatever trial you had is only there to make you a better person. Third affirmation. I forgive myself for my mistakes. I'm looking at my mirror, finished brushing my teeth, and I said to myself, I forgive myself for my mistakes. Why is that important? So many times in life, we're gonna mess up, right? Has everybody out there messed up, made a mistake? Big faux pas, you would say? We all have, right? But we can't dwell in mistakes. You know, we'll be stagnant. And the purpose of even today is a way for you to keep moving, even with adversity. And so if you make a mistake, forgive yourself. And you know what? Sometimes in forgiving yourself, there are things you do to help that process along. If you offend somebody and you need to say, I'm sorry, go to them and say, I'm sorry. You know, just do whatever it takes, but forgive yourself for your mistakes so you can keep moving. Next affirmation. My challenges help me grow. My challenges help me grow. Now that affirmation is when you can say in the morning, even if you haven't had one challenge that day, you might have had a great week, right? But if you get up in the morning and you say that before you even start your day, if you have a challenge, you're already mentally equipped because you know that challenge is something that's just going to help you grow, and you're good. You're good. So it's like being proactive about it, right? So I suggest that if you're having a good week, it might be time for you to maybe make that be your affirmation, because there's this saying, you're either before a storm, you're in a storm, or there's a storm coming, because it's life, right? But if you equip your mind in advance to know it's coming, maybe you can handle that storm a little bit better. So my challenges help me grow. Next affirmation. Today is a good day to have a good day. Real simple, but today is a good day to have a good day. So, you know, mindset matters, and we can pouring in good stuff to yourself and this being in good, healthy environments and talking to yourself positively can only be helpful. And so again, affirmation could be just simply, today is a good day to have a good day. And a lot of what you'll hear, I think, throughout today will be ways to help you overcome challenges, because we all have them and we all have to get through them different ways. So I encourage you to use that as one of your affirmations. But as I said, if these don't work for you, your homework and fun work is to think about some that do work for you. Next one. Beauty lives within me. Beauty lives within me. That one for me is very important, because there's a saying, pretty is as pretty does. We know that our look on the outside changes, but who we are on the inside is really what matters. So if beauty lives within you, if you're having a bad hair day, like this morning when I got on this Zoom, I was telling the group this side wouldn't pull out quite like I wanted, and it still's not quite right. But that's okay, because at the end of the day, I'm not my hair. I think there's a song out there that says, I'm not my hair. The beauty and the spirit that I want to exude, that I hope each of you want to exude, is the beauty within, right? And so we say to ourselves, get up in the morning after you got yourself together, feel like you're looking pretty good, but it really doesn't matter what you look like on the outside, because beauty lives within me. That's the affirmation. Next one. My culture is my superpower. My culture is my superpower. That one's so important, and especially in Florida and Miami, where we're so diverse, so many backgrounds and cultures, and just wonderful, a wonderful celebration, I think, in Florida and South Florida of celebrating our cultures. What I want you to remember, and I think we should all remember, is that our culture is who makes us. It's part of our DNA. It's who we are. It's why sometimes we act the way we do. It's why sometimes we like the foods we like. And so celebrate your culture, celebrate yourself. Be proud of who you are, be proud of your heritage and your ancestry, embrace it and celebrate it. Never be ashamed of who you are. So your culture, your ancestors, all that make you, that's your superpower. So if you're ever feeling down, or if you ever are discriminated against because of a culture, or if you ever, I don't know, feel ashamed, or for whatever reason, don't. Just remember that your culture is your superpower. It's who you are, okay? Last affirmation, and I think this one is an important one, and we've all heard it before, but I think it's important enough to say it again, that you look in the mirror and say, I am enough. I am enough. You don't have to compare yourself or compete with anyone. You have the tools within you to succeed. It doesn't mean that I am enough. That means I don't do anything, that I need to just sit here and be stagnant and everything has come to me. That's not what I am enough means. I am enough means that you have what's in you to get to where you need to be. So you have the tools. Even when you fall, doesn't mean you stay down. You are enough. You can overcome. Even when you're delayed, that doesn't mean that you're denied. So you are enough to get to where you need to be. You are enough to be all that you can be. So I am enough. Say that in the mirror. I am enough. So those are 8 affirmations that I like, that I hope that you like. However, again, I encourage you, this has been a rough year, but we're overcomers. 2021 is coming in. We're going to be strong. So I encourage you, as we get ready to go into this new year, you're setting your goals, because I know everybody is setting their goals, personal goals, to also create some affirmations for yourself. Pick one. You can do more than one per day, but I typically do one and focus on that. Create some for yourself. And hopefully as you move forward in the next weeks, months, and years, they'll be helpful to you. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie. We will definitely add all the 8 affirmations that you went over in our resource page and share with all of our mentees who attended today. So now we're going to get to our last poll, which is related to your well-being overall. Some of these questions are going to give us an idea of what you're already doing to stay healthy and positive. I know there were some issues with the polling when we started the summit, so I will read out the questions and the choices as well. And if you don't see the poll, just feel free to send your response on the chat so you're at least able to participate in the poll. So Ben, if you can launch the poll, I think we're ready. All right, so our first question on this poll is, what is something positive you do if you have little energy? Do you exercise? Do you take a nap? Or do you eat a yummy meal? Our second question is, what coping skills do you use when you feel worried? Do you cook or bake something, meditate, or do a relaxation technique, or enjoy a hobby? Our third question is, what or who cheers you up when you feel down? Hanging out with your friends, spending time with your family, or watching my favorite TV show, your favorite TV show in this case. And our last question on this poll is, who has helped you stay motivated during online distance learning? My friends, my family, or my teachers? So I'll give you guys 15 more seconds to answer the poll questions. And feel free again just to send your responses on the chat if you're not able to view the poll. Okay, I see a lot of responses coming in. And we are ending the poll now. So let's get to the results. Thank you guys for sharing and participating. So our first, this one's funny. What is something positive you do if you have little energy? Most of you chose taking a nap. I do have to say that is my go-to as well. Even when I'm stressed, I just feel like a quick nap. I wake up feeling refreshed. So taking a nap took the prize with 49%, exercise 22%, and eating a yummy meal 29%. Our second question is, what coping skills do you use when you feel worried? Most of you put enjoy a hobby. I hope these are very positive hobbies, such as probably working out. I know some of you are also artists. So enjoying a hobby was the top coping skill you guys are using when you're feeling worried. Then what or who cheers you up when you feel down? That is number 3. 39% response was hanging out with your friends. So you relied a lot on your friends, from most of you that chose hanging out with friends. But surprisingly, most of you also chose, with 37%, watching your favorite TV show, and with 25% spending time with your family. So as long as you are able to find someone that you can spend time with when you're feeling down, or an activity that you can do when you're feeling down, that is key to have. And our last one is, who has helped you stay motivated during online distance learning? Most of you, with 49%, chose your friends. And I'm guessing that is because they're able to relate to the transition and the difficulties that you're going through during this time. So thank you guys for sharing and for participating. We look forward to continuing to seeing other responses in our other polls, and our second raffle is coming right up.
Alrighty, so I'm going to, okay, so for the second raffle, we will have 13 winners. The winners for this raffle will be receiving an Alex and Annie bracelet. And give me 1 second. Let's see. Okay. All right, so the winners for this raffle will be number 103, number 149, 229, 45, 389, 153, 140, 202, 240, 295, 286, 346, and 368. All of those numbers that I just called, those are the winners for the Alex and Annie bracelet. Once again, you can find your raffle number in the email that was sent to you this morning.
Okay, so we're going to Janae next.
Yes. At this time, I would like to introduce Callie Bethia. She is a cheerleader with the Miami Dolphins, and she will be talking to us today about mindfulness as an exercise, chair empowerment.
Hi everyone. I'm so happy to be on with you all today, and I'm so happy that you all could be here on this Saturday morning. And I just want to say that you all are already off to a great start. I saw some people commenting about like scholarships and things because you're in your senior year of high school, and just that you're here. Mindfulness means so much. I'm in my senior year of college right now, so I'm really practicing mindfulness, and I'm trying to figure out my next step after college. So it's great that you all are really focused on that in high school and as you move into your next step. And today I just want to discuss a little bit about meditation. Meditation, what is meditation? You know, a lot of times, like Cody said, you think of meditating as you sitting in this room of oh, I see your comments. You all are so sweet. Thank you. You think you're sitting in a room for like 30 minutes to an hour meditating, and that's just not the case. You can meditate anywhere, anytime. And a good definition for meditation is a practice of mindfulness or focusing the mind on a particular object, thought, or activity. Meditation is to train your attention and awareness and achieve a clear and stable mindset. One thing about living in the US is that we're constantly on go, 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 like what's next? What do I have to do next? And school kind of gives you that mentality as well. So it's really important to be able to stop, just like Cody said, and take a moment and know what you need to do in that moment, because every day is different. Some days you might need to take 10 breaths. Some days you might need to take a nap. Every day is different. So it's great to be able to analyze yourself and think about what you need for the day that you have ahead of you. So yeah, I really like to use meditation to reduce stress. And in a little while, I'm going to give us all like a 2-minute meditation, just as an example. But meditation really allows you to pause your brain, which is really great because think about it. We all have a cell phone, right? Like all of us, I have mine sitting right here beside me. We all have our phone. And when our phone needs a break, when the battery's dying, it shuts down. Or when the battery's dying, you immediately charge it up. The same for your brain. It needs that time to recharge and to rethink. So it's really important, just like your phone, if you take care of your phone that much, you should also take care of your mind and your body that much. So whenever you're feeling a lot of anxiety, or maybe you have, I'm in finals right now. If you have a lot of finals going on, it's important to take the time, whether that's in the morning, in the middle of your day, or at night, to just take 10 breaths, to just slow down and really plan what you have, what you need to continue on with a clearer mindset. Another thing that I like to think about in high stress moments is my happy habits. You can also call it self-care, but I like habits because it reminds me that, hey, if I'm not feeling my best, I know this thing makes me happy. It can be as simple as I typically eat a vegan diet and I love pizza. So if I want to go to Blaze and eat a vegan pizza, if that would just make my day, then that is my happy habit for that day. And we all are amazing women, and like Jennifer was saying earlier, like we're all at risk. And if there's something in your day that you're like, okay, I just need a break from this, and you know you're accomplishing everything, you're doing your homework, you're taking care of your home, you're cleaning your room, you deserve a reward. Every day is an opportunity for you to deserve something and for you to work on something. So every single day, if you want to reward yourself, I like to reward myself with pizza every now and then. I like to reward myself with my happy habits, things that are helping me, but aren't always bad. You know, maybe we shouldn't have that pizza every single day, but everything is good in moderation. On top of that, happy habits, making sure that you're eating healthy, you're taking care of your physical fitness. I think it's really important to exercise at least 30 minutes a day. That's another thing that's really important for me is going to the gym. I like to go to the gym at least 2 to 3 times a week. That makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm being productive with my body. I am a professional dancer, so my body needs to be in its best shape so that it can keep up. So like I said, if I can take care of my phone, I should definitely take care of my body at all times. 3 things that I like for self-care: the gym, as I just mentioned. I love smoothies. Having a good smoothie, feeding my body with nutrition makes me feel great, and allows me to accomplish my day. And I know that everyone's so focused on getting your water intake, which is really, really great. And a lot of us just think, okay, I need to drink more water. But you got to set yourself up for success. So one thing that I do is I always have my water bottle on hand. And it says, Callie is very pretty. If you get yourself a pretty water bottle, you will want to carry it around and you will want to drink out of it. Sometimes you do not want to carry a plastic like water bottle. It's not appealing. You're not doing well for our environment. Get yourself a water bottle. I like to switch them up. I have multiple, just so that you always have this on hand and that you're always drinking water. I think another really important thing that when you're in high school, like I said, I'm graduating this year, so I'm not that far in age from you all. It's really important that you realize that you are not a product of your circumstances, but you are a product of your decisions. So for instance, I spent my last 2 years at a boarding school for dance, and I did not have a lot of dance training growing up because I grew up in a very small town with a single parent mom. And so when I went to boarding school and was training 6 hours a day with ballet, I just felt not equipped at all. I was like, I do not come from a background. I can't do these things. But I realized every single day, maybe my feet aren't the best. Maybe I'm not the most flexible. But after I do my 6 hours of dance, if I go to the gym and I stretch more, I work on my feet, and eventually, like, those things are going to come. And like looking back now, that was 4 years ago. I've grown so much because you are a product of your decisions. If you decide to go to the gym, if you decide to drink water, if you decide to study, then those are the things that you will reap the benefits of. And I think that's really important. And like I said, you girls are already doing amazing because you are here taking those steps. The first step is to learn about what you would like to do, which is really important. It's really, really easy to get in contact with yourself. All you have to do is take one moment and realize what you need for that day. And it's really great. We ask everyone else what they need, and we're always watching other people's lives on social media, on YouTube. I love watching my vloggers. Like, I'm very invested in their lives, but it is important that we're as equally invested in ourselves, which is where meditation comes in. And my favorite place to find meditations are on YouTube. It's really easy. Depending on how much time I have, I'll type in 5-minute meditation, 10-minute meditation, and so forth and so forth. As well as apps, those are super helpful. And I think Cody mentioned how celebrities meditate as well. On the Calm app, LeBron James has a meditation. Like, that's so crazy. You can meditate with LeBron James if you take the time out of your day. Yeah, so I just find that really important. And for our last few minutes, I just want us to take a moment. Recently, I became a certified yoga teacher, and so I've been teaching all across South Florida, which is really exciting. And I just want us to take a moment to meditate for about 2 minutes. If you have music that you can put on in your background, I don't want to put that on here because I don't want to interfere with anything, but just anything calming. We're just gonna take a moment to close our eyes and relax. For about 2 minutes. Slowly start to bring your focus to your breath as you inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Bringing your mind to this present moment. Being focused on the now. Making each breath longer then the last. As you inhale, exhale. Being grateful for this beautiful conversation that we're having today. Allowing your mind to soak up all the information. Taking the time to realize how important it is to take time out for you. Being grateful for this beautiful Saturday. Being grateful for yourself. Maybe thinking of 3 things that you're grateful for today. It can be anything from your dog to this conversation, to the beach. Whatever is making you happy in this current moment. As you inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And with your final exhale, as you begin to flutter your eyes open, taking one more moment to be grateful for today and grateful for everything that you have. I thank you all so much for your time. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here today. And in the words of J. Cole, there's no such thing as a life that's better than yours. So enjoy every moment of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Callie. Next, it gives me pleasure to introduce you all to one of our experienced mentors from Plantation High School in Broward County, Miss Rochelle Sylvan Spence. She is also the founder of Our Motivation, a motivational speaker and a life strategist. Today, she will be sharing with us today the tools to practice positive energy shifting.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here, and thank you, Benjamin, for this warm welcome, and thank you to the team of Women of Tomorrow for allowing us to come in this platform to come and share and really take in all this wonderful information. It's been a wonderful morning so far. I've been taking it all in. My mindfulness has expanded even more. I'm not sure it has for you. And I'm totally in the moment. And with that said, my energy is elevated, and I'm sure it's important for us right now. We've taken it all in, we've meditated, to also get up and shake it all up if we can. For those of you who need to get up, let's shake it all up, because we've been sitting here taking in a lot. So whatever you need to do, let's just put some movements to it. So thank you one more time. I want to share with you, whatever we need to do, just get it done, because we are taking in a lot, and it's a lot for us to move forward with. So whatever you need to do, let's shake it off and bring the energy flow into our bodies. One of the things that I wanted to share with you first is that I stumbled upon this quote many years ago, and it has become part of my practice. And every morning I repeat this statement. It says, each moment describes who you are and gives you the opportunity to decide if that's who you want to be. Each moment describes who you are and gives you the opportunity to decide if that's who you want to be. Having said that, this is a perfect moment for you to process it and question, what energy level am I carrying? And energy has become such a buzzword for the past couple of years. Everybody here, positive energy, energy here, energy there. What it really relates to is the vibe, right? The vibe that you carry with you at any given stages of your life. The energy that we carry as it relates to how we feel physically, emotionally. It could be in terms of our finance, it could be in terms of our environment. How do we feel at the present moment? So mindfulness, wellness cannot exist without us being aware of the energy we're carrying at any given time and any given moment of our journey throughout the day. So this is what energy represents. We generate about 2 different types of energy, right? A positive energy and a negative energy. The positive energy radiates, happiness, is supportive, is creative, is constructive, is understanding, it's hopeful, and it's encouraging vibrations. This energy gives you a sense of joy, a sense of peace, a sense of love. It ignites your drive to be productive and successful. Negative energy tends to dim your light, brings forth self-doubt, right? And it's victimizing, it's destructive, it is exhausting. This energy types leads you to a self, again, like I said, doubt, you bring assumptions, anxiety, laziness, prevent you to actually be productive in your day and not put 100% for you to be successful. So when I talk about energy, these are the 2 energies that I'm referring to. Now, at any given point of your day, we actually tap in and out in that energy frequency. Why? Because we're human beings. As human beings, there's no way we'll have a full day without at some point tapping in and out of the energy frequency that we have within our system. What makes a person more aware is because that they are so connected. They have gotten to the space where they're able to identify what energy they're carrying at that moment. So let me give you an example. And I'm gonna break it down so that, at the level of most of the students. Think about you're in school, you're interacting with friends, or you're interacting with your teacher, and you woke up pretty okay, you went into school, everything is good, you're having an amazing day, life is good. Then somebody comes up to you, tells you a story. A friend of you comes up and says, hey, did you hear about this? Did you hear about what this person said? And you're like, oh, automatically at that moment, if it wasn't a statement or information that you received, wasn't the most positive information, it triggered something within you. At that moment, your energy frequency shifts. It happens to all of us. You go to school, you go take a, you came in, life is good, and then you get the result of a test. Oops, it's not the grade you were looking for. A lot of different things goes through your mind. You wonder, you question, what am I gonna tell my parents? How am I, how is it gonna look on my report card and my transcript? All these things comes in. It's a moment where your energy shift from where you were, which was a little happier space, to a now more unhappy space. So we all have that, even in the work setting, us as adults, and those of you who may be working, we all have different aspects of our life that we're managing at once. Get that phone call that you're not seeking, or you get that phone call that brings you to a high note. All that happens in a moment of seconds throughout our day. So I'm gonna share with you the 4 stages that I came up with to help identify the energy we carry and shift the energy. The 4 stages, I call them the 4 R's. We learn to recognize the energy we carry. We release the energy we carry. We refine the energy we carry, and we respond to the energy we carry. This is a step, this step helps you at any given stages or part of your life throughout the days that you can remind yourself at the moment when you identify that something that is shifting, that you can first recognize it. Oh my God, like I respond, my response to this person was not the most positive. At that moment, you didn't really respond, you reacted to something that you just received, or you were just told, or something that just happened that didn't sit with you the right way. At that moment, you reacted. So how do you not react and respond instead? So you recognize the energy. So basically, you're calling it out. Ooh, that was not a positive way. You call out the energy. Ooh, my response wasn't too good. I was a little too harsh. I was a little bit too rude. I was too snappy at that person. Ooh. Or if you did react, if you did not verbalize it, you identify that your reaction to it was not the most, or the reaction you would have had was not the most positive. So you recognize it at the moment, you call it out, right? Then you release it. You release it, letting it go. How do you release it? By once you call out the energy, you release the energy by practicing different things. It could be breathing, it could be walking, it could be calling someone, it could be writing it down, whatever works for you at that moment to help you release the energy that you're fully aware that you're carrying. You release it by practicing one of these methods. It could be writing it down, calling someone to talk it over. It can be a breathing. We just learned so many different breathing techniques today. It could be, the counts that we just learned, how we release the positive and breathe in positivity. So that could be one of the approach in terms of releasing it. Then you refine it. Now that you recognize the energy, you release the energy. How am I gonna do? What am I gonna do differently, right? To create new habits. That's what refining means. You are creating new habits for yourself at the moment to help you move more positively, right? So you are creating your habits by visualizing how you would like to move forward. How would you like to rectify whatever negative interaction you just had? What can you do? If it's with a friend or someone, do you call the person and talk it over? Do you text them? Do you create a moment for them to see them, to have a conversation so that you can refine what just happened? So you come up, it's like you're visualizing it and you're coming up with a plan. What am I gonna do? What approach as for positive am I gonna take in order for me to be in a more positive space? And then you respond to it, right? Your response would be, once you identify, right, the new habit, now how are you gonna respond to it? You have to be aware of what's important to you. What is the message you wanna bring forward? How you wanna be bringing the message and how you would like to be received, right? So once you understand that, so you have to get connected with your intuition so that you can be very aware of how you're gonna respond on a more positive note as you shift your energy to a more positive space. So these are my 4 steps to shifting energy that you can apply daily at any given moment once you realize it could be as in-depth as you want it to be, or it could be as short, because once you connect with yourself at a deeper level, understand the present moment that you're in, you're better able to tap in and out of it and apply quickly those 4 steps and actually move forward in a more positive space so that you can generate peace within you, so that you are in a more positive light. With that, I thank you and for this opportunity, and I look forward to go to the breakout rooms. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Janae McKinney. I'm your program coordinator for Miami-Dade County, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my experience. Rewinding the clocks back to 2010, I never could have fathomed I would be speaking to you from my desk in the Women of Tomorrow office. Believing in myself has always been a tough point. Even as an adult, walking in my first day at Watt, I was met with confidence at the door by my then director. She reviewed my resume, heard my story, and immediately told me, "Throw your shoulders back. They're going to love you. Now you are where you belong." I was crying by that time, but happy tears are so important when your tears have been disheartening. It is a blessing to be a part of an amazing, inspiring group of women and one man, Benjamin, who was always very supportive. I was a mentee, and now I am the program coordinator for Women of Tomorrow in Miami-Dade County. I'm still working on my confidence and positive self-talk through practicing self-care, self-love, and having a strong support system. And I implore you to lean on your school coordinators and your mentors who have rallied up time, resources, and efforts equally to ensure your success. You have a strong support system within our program. You are never alone. We are Women of Tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you all in the coming weeks and months. And now I'd like to hand it off to Jennifer.
Thank you for sharing that, Janae. You are a fabulous addition to our Women of Tomorrow team. And, you know, I always like to say that nobody ever did anything great because life was easy. People do great things because we face challenges. Life is difficult and we figure out how to overcome those challenges. So never be disheartened and always believe in yourself. It will pay off because we believe in you. I want to introduce you now to a dear friend and a well-known fixture in South Florida. Tara Solomon is a writer, a very accomplished writer, an entrepreneur, a member of Women of Tomorrow's Leadership Council. She's also a founder of Tara Inc., which is a public relations and creative marketing firm that specializes in modern culture and celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. Tara is currently developing a blog and a website that is devoted to empowering women through wellness, nutrition, clean beauty, style, and philanthropy. So, and she's also newly married. So please, Tara, good to see you. Tara, are you there?
Okay, can you hear me now?
There we go.
Okay, sorry. I'm so low tech. Jennifer, thank you for inviting me to this summit. I am so grateful. I am so happy. I think I'm maybe a bit too happy. I am so happy. This is such a great, great experience. And I have learned so much from all the presenters, so much. And Jennifer, something you said resonated with me very much. I took notes on everything so far. Everything in your life will have meaning. Everything in your life will have meaning. And that is so beautiful. That is so profound, because all of this information that we gain from self-exploration from other people, squirrel it away, because you never know when you're going to be able to apply it. And it's so, I love that. I wrote that down. That's going in my gratitude journal, something I'm developing newly. Okay, so the topic of my presentation is living your best life, being your best self. Living your best life, being your best self. And that really has to do with one thing, and that is loving yourself. Loving yourself, I think, is the key to ongoing happiness. It's the key to forgiveness. It's the key to healing. All of these like things that may have happened to us in the past, traumas, things that we're holding on to, it really all goes down to loving yourself so you can release everything that you don't need. Things that don't serve you will just go away, and they'll go away gently. And RuPaul has one of my favorite quotes ever. RuPaul is very fond of saying, if you don't love yourself, how can you expect anyone else to love you? If you don't love yourself, how can you expect anyone else to love you? I mean, brava, RuPaul. That is such a powerful statement. And it's very, very, you know, not, I wouldn't say easy. It's simple, but you have to do the work. I mean, it's taken me decades to get to the point that I can say, I love myself so much. And therefore, I can love others around me. So that's a very good place to get to. 3 steps, 3 easy steps. As someone just said, RuPaul, period. RuPaul, period. Okay, 3 steps. It all starts with an attitude of gratitude. That's where it begins. And as Callie so wisely mentioned, all of these beautiful things that we can be grateful for. So when I wake up in the morning, I just start praising. I just start the praise, and I'm just grateful for anything that may have happened the day before, something I'm thinking about that day. And so also, sometimes life is not so easy. Sometimes we go through things that are very hurtful. We go through deaths. I recently lost 2 family members to COVID. I mean, sometimes we don't understand, why does this happen? Why does life throw us things that we can't deal with? But we can deal with them. We really can. And it really has to do with looking for the blessings. looking for the lessons, or as Connie would say, the blessings. Look for the blessings in life because they are there. You do have to look for them. Number 2, name your special gift and develop them. This is so important. So get ready, goddesses, because you're up next. And everyone is going to have a chance to raise their hand and say, this is my special gift. And I think we're given many gifts in life. And it's up to us to recognize them, name them. There's power in saying it out loud. Write it down. Tell someone, these are my special gifts. And then learn how to develop them. My special gifts are the ability to write and communicate, being curious and creative, having good penmanship. And now also thanks to Dr. Raina, I'm going to add zest because I do have zest. Love zest. And thank you, by the way, for these like awesome comments. I'm seeing them come in. They're so on point, very on point. And so number 3, okay, so just a quick recap, starts with attitude of gratitude. Number 2, name your special gifts and learn how to develop them. Number 3, which is the action word, use your gifts to help others. Use your gifts to help others, because that, my goddesses, is where the true power lies, helping other people with the gifts that you have been given. Okay, so you're up. I want everyone to feel free to speak at the little screen at the in my blood. Okay, so I want you to just say what your gifts are, and I'm going to read them out loud. Life goes on. You know what? I'm getting part of it. I'm not getting the full thing. Okay, so if you feel led to talk about what your gifts are, communication, strong communication. I love that. Thanks, Genesis. That's a good one. My gift is love writing. Laura, great one. Music, organization, hardworking, persistence. I love that. Art, resilience, understanding, self-awareness, dedication. Makeup is a good one. Not to be underconfident, independence, art, math, I need some of that. Determination, being creative, style, patience, leadership, empathy, bravery. Empathy is a good one. Music, acting, I wish I could sing. Dancing, bravery, I love that. Style, listen, I'm a gift. Ooh, thank you. Trustworthiness, the arts, singing, science, a good one. Wow. Math, writing, smile, being able to put a smile on someone's face. How beautiful. Enthusiasm is a good one. Kindness, attention, debating, dancing. Ooh, better than I. Okay, gratefulness, attitude, problem solver. That's a good one. Loyalty, patience, listening, helping other people, singing, loving, optimism. Okay, acting, honesty, advice giver. That's a good one. Dancing. You love my energy. Thank you. I love yours. Compassion is everything. Positivity, beautiful, brilliant. Fighting for others. Oh, I love that. Fighting for others, standing up for what you believe in, standing up for someone else, even when they can't, especially when they can. Sticking it out, helpful. Very nice. Being helpful is a good gift. Creativity. Oh, it's everything. Love. Love. That's a good one. That's a great one. Thanks, Berlin. Berlin is beautiful. Supporting other people. That's everything. Supporting your friends. Empathy is a beautiful gift. Letting someone else, having an open, never taking someone for granted. Teamwork. Being a team player is a gift. Accepting people. What a gift. Oh, that's a beautiful gift. Accepting other people. Oh, I love it. Goddesses, imagination. Oh, that's a good listener. That's a great gift. Kindness. Oh, kindness. I love kindness. That's a good one. Ooh, goddesses, you are bringing it to the table. Organization. Practical. I love non-judgmental. That's a good Kim. Jessica, intelligence, beautiful. Seeing everyone, I think, for the best self. Sophia, I love that. Having an open, I'm just seeing part of it because my font is giant. Honesty, Lorena, that's a good one. Role model. Am I a role model? You're a role model. Thanks, Sahara. Thank you. That's a good one. Okay. Wow. Open-mindedness. That is so beautiful. Being open-minded to what the world can teach you, what other people's spontaneity. Good leadership, that's a good one. To be able to lead people, everyone needs a leader. Patience. Jovi, I don't see the end of your name. Thank you, Jovi. We are all goddesses. Yes, Cynthia, we are all goddesses. My gift is Ariel. Just send me your gift. Don't say my gift is, because my font is so big, it gets cut off. Being able to, listen, Sahara, teach, callous to teach. That's a good one. That's a beautiful one to teach. Everyone needs someone who can teach, to lead, and then also to support. I feel special. Valeria, just send me what the gift is. Just do the name of the gift. Help, explore. Opter, Ava, laughter and optimism. Kyla, Jessica, support. Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. Honesty, Emily, fabulous, fabulous. Amazing, amazing. I love these. Myra, allow others. Sense of humor, Janya. Okay. Family, Rochelle, family. What a gift. Ambition, intuition. Intuition's a good one. Olivia, ambition. I love that. Berlin, responsible. Can never be responsible enough in life. That's a good one. These are beautiful gifts. Encouragement. Tasnia, empathy, to be able to feel for someone, believing. Sahara, Kayla, empowerment. Empower yourself, you can empower others around you. And the gifts, respectful. Jovi, okay. Britannia, planning. Ooh, I love a good planner. Have to be organized in life, right? Have to be organized. Dedication, Ashley. I love dedicated people. Tasnia, observant. That's a good one. Observance, good. Independence, Ariel. Celine, understanding. Jessica, being thoughtful. Dajia, beautiful name. Attentive. Attentive is a good one. Grateful. Menorah, spiritual. Margarita, curiosity. Yes, we have that in common. I love being curious, don't you? There's so much to learn. Kalis, mindful. Ooh, that's a good one. Setting boundaries. Okay. Noldine, good for you. No one has brought that up yet. Setting boundaries is a good gift to have. Preserve your energy, keep your power. Avery, kindness. Kindness goes so far. Kindness is everything in life, truly. Ooh, goddesses, you are good. I am so grateful. Spontaneity, Gabrielle, good. Spontaneous girls are fun girls. Eliminate energy, Myra, you may be saying memories. Rochelle, memories. Being nostalgic is a good one. Anita, we can share, got cut off because the font's too big on my screen. Sahara, accepting your Valeri, being able to, that's all I can see. So just write down, just like what that, like go right to the gift. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. It's so beautiful. Self-confidence, Gabrielle. Okay. It's with confidence, you can rule the world, or at least your own little kingdom, right? Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Roxana, Jessica, uplifting. Yes, being uplifting is a gift, helping to inspire other people, motivation. Ashleen. Oh, I like Ashleen. What a pretty name. Daja Combs, self-love. Self-love is where it all starts. What a gift to be able to love oneself, living for yourself. Joshina, that's a pretty name, Joey. Tabitha. Oh, I love that you love this, Tabitha. Kayla's being able to, got cut off. Screen font's too big. I'm so sorry. I wish I could see better. This is with my glasses. But these are just some of the many gifts. And make friends, Callous, that's a good one. The ability to make friends can never be underestimated. That's a great gift. Not leaving others, discipline. Jovi, I don't see, Andrea maybe. Connie, shout out to the, got cut off. These are beautiful. Oh, these are great gifts. Life, Jahara, yes, self-empowerment. Huguette, my phone about to die. I know I've got mine propped up on like Scotch tape. I didn't realize how much battery these Zoom things take. But at any rate, I think your intelligence, Ariel, brava. Intelligence. I love an intelligent woman, and I love knowledge seekers. Seek knowledge, dear goddesses. Seek knowledge wherever you can find it. Whether it's Google, the person down the hall from you, someone you run into, seek knowledge everywhere. Because as Jennifer Valoppi, founder of Women Tomorrow, says, everything in your life will have meaning. So accumulate love, knowledge, and recognize your gifts. And thank you for taking the time to name your gifts. Shout out to Loretta.
Tara.
I think, oh, I didn't
was
set my
great.
timer. Sorry.
That's
I think time's up.
That's perfectly all right, Tara. That was a perfect session. And we, so many gifts. We're all a gift. Everybody has a gift. And it's so great for our students and our school coordinators and mentors to think about their special gifts. And I totally agree with you, Tara. You have absolute zest. And we are so grateful. We're so grateful for you being here today. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. I feel so blessed to have you in my lives. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we do too. We're blessed to have you as well. And the thing is that we'll hear more from the students in the Q&A section at the end. So thank you. Thanks again. Okay, I'm going to introduce to you again Dr. Raina Murnak. I mentioned Raina to you briefly earlier. Raina is a New York trained professional singer and vocal coach with over 20 years of experience teaching and performing cross-genre on stage, television, and in the studio. Raina is the program director for the University of Miami Frost Summer Institute of Contemporary Songwriting. So welcome, Raina, and she'll introduce us into the self-care breakout sessions.
Hello, everybody. First of all, Tara, you just gave me so much energy. That was terrific. And zest is definitely your top strength, I think. We're going to be talking more about that later, but I just want to quickly introduce you into our next activity. So now that you've learned and heard a lot about different elements of self-care and mindfulness, you are going to create your very own personalized self-care kit. You will be sent a little document that you can fill out on your phone or your computer, and we're going to go into breakout rooms and we're going to teach you 6 different types of self-care in all different categories. And our goal is for us to kind of brainstorm a bunch of these, and then, oh, it just showed up in the chat. And then you figure out what is your emotional self-care go-to? What is your spiritual, physical self-care go-to? So we're going to break out into those rooms and we're going to get to talk a little bit more intimately with smaller groups. They're broken up into the county where you attend school, you work, or you're a mentor. So we can't wait to get started with you on that. So just join the breakout room as it pops up. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you in there.
Benjamin. Hi.
Yes.
I don't see breakout rooms, or is that just for the girls?
So that can be for everyone. So you have the option to join the breakout room?
No, I don't even see it. Sorry, I'm not the technology.
No problem.
Is it down at the bottom somewhere? Reactions?
It should have just popped up on your screen, but I can move you myself. Let's see.
I don't see mine, Benjamin.
Yeah. Usually they're off to the right. Let me click on those those little 9 boxes. Nope, that's just all of us.
Kelly, you're in Palm Beach, correct?
Yes.
Okay, one second.
This was so awesome.
Okay, which Laura? Laura, there's 2 Lauras in here. Are you joined on both your computer and your laptop?
It's all on one.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to assign you. Hopefully, this is you because I see 2 Lauras.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
Okay, so do I just click join a breakout room and then it'll pull me in there?
Everyone else should have been, it should have automatically assigned everyone. I think there's 55 that are still not. Let's
Thank you so much. I'm going to go do that. You muted.
Also, everyone that's left, I'm just going to assign you to a room. On the topics that they present in each room will be the same. But just to quickly get you in, I'm just going to assign you to a room. So don't worry if you're assigned to a county that you're not physically in. Okay, is there anyone here in this main room that would like to go to a breakout room?
Yes, me. I would like to go to, hi Benjamin. I would like to go to Palm Beach.
Okay.
I was in Miami.
I gotta try to find your name.
If it's possible. If it's not possible, don't worry.
I'm gonna try.
Okay, take your time.
Don't see that option.
Oh, maybe it's.
Can you, if you go down to the bottom, do you see anything about the breakout rooms? If you look at your options?
I see Broward. Breakout has Broward 52 people. I wonder how. Miami has 59, Palm Beach 53, so we're great with the numbers. It doesn't give me an option to join. Let me see.
Yeah, because I'm trying to find your name in the list, but okay, I see it. So you said you'd like to go to which room?
I'm in the Miami room. I was going to go into Palm Beach.
Okay, perfect. I can move you.
Okay, thanks,
I
Benjamin.
just found it. You're welcome.
Perfect, thanks.
All right. Okay, so anyone else? I know Julia, she said that she would like to be moved.
Yes.
Okay, which breakout room would you like to be moved to? Huh?
Miami-Dade.
Okay, 1 second. And then which breakout room were you originally assigned to?
Palm Beach County.
Okay, 1 second. Let me move you. Julia. Okay. All right, Julia, I'm moving you right now to Miami-Dade.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, anyone else in here would like to move to a breakout room?
Yes.
Okay. Ashley, which breakout room are you currently assigned to?
I was assigned to Miami, but I'm in Broward.
Okay,
So,
1 second. Let me move you.
Okay.
All right. Okay, I just moved you. Jennifer or Melinda, would you guys like to be assigned to a breakout room? No? Okay. Anyone else that would like to be moved to a breakout room?
Just also, I just put a note. I just put a note in the chat to say that what we did for the breakout, we let Zoom do an automatic breakout of the guests of all of our attendees. So you also have the opportunity to meet new friends from Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach, as opposed to just being in your own county. So you might find that you're a Miami mentee, but you're in Broward County. But certainly if you would like to be moved to your county, Benjamin is able to do that. So that's not a problem.
Mostly everyone here, they may have left their laptop or their phone, so they're probably not here.
Are you able to move me into Broward, Benjamin, or not?
Yes, I thought I did that. You may have came.
The button didn't pop up.
Okay, let me find you again.
How much longer will the breakout sessions go?
Probably another 10, maybe another 10 minutes, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Maybe the maximum 10 minutes, and then you close it out, Benjamin.
Okay.
You're the one that decides that. So give them maximum 10 minutes.
Okay, so at
12:25, go ahead and close, because we still have we have a 2-minute video closeout to show, which is really worth it, and then we'll do the Q&A.
Okay, so just so you know, I can stay on literally until 1 o'clock. I have another Zoom meeting that's like really important that I have to do at 1.
No
So,
we'll be done, Jennifer. We'll be done by 12:40. 12:40. We'll be done.
you mean to start the Q&A at 12:40?
We'll be done by 12:40.
Oh, you think the whole thing? Okay, so I'm going to take a quick break right now, and then I'll be back within like 5 minutes.
Jennifer, if the Q&A lasts longer, you just leave when you're ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, a bunch of them have already reached out to me on social media. So
exactly. They have all the questions for you. So
okay. All right. I'll see you guys in a bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Right. And then Anita, you said you'll be like to move to which one, Broward?
Broward.
Okay.
I was just gonna pop in.
Alrighty, I just assigned you to Broward.
Thank you, Benjamin.
You're welcome.
So how do I go?
Did you should have saw something pop up on your screen, or if you go to the options at the bottom, you should be able to join either Broward or Broward.
Breakout rooms. I'm learning this. Yeah, it doesn't give me an option. Broward's packed. Broward has a great group. Yeah, it doesn't give me an option.
Okay, it said that you have not joined. So right now I currently have you assigned to Broward, so I cannot assign you back again. Somehow in your settings, there should be something for you to join the breakout room.
I press the three little buttons in the top right-hand corner. Mute my.
No. So on your main, in your main options where you see the more button, click the more button and then breakout rooms.
Where is the more? Yeah, I've got the breakout rooms, and when I hit breakout rooms, it just shows me all of the sessions. Broward, Miami.
Okay, so press the blue join button next to Broward.
Oh,
yeah.
Got it. Yeah, the number.
Hello. I got
Hey,
here
Jenny.
late.
Okay.
And I didn't really know what was happening.
Okay. So we assign everyone to a breakout room. So everyone is in a breakout room right now. Right now, which county are you in? And then I could just send you to that breakout room.
I'm in Miami-Dade.
Okay, so I'm going to assign you to the Miami breakout room. You should see something pop up on your screens, or just select that.
Okay, thank you, and I'm so sorry.
You're welcome. No problem.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So everyone else is satisfied? Let me join. Okay, so you came back, Anita?
I came back. It's going well. It's going good. We have enough people. They're doing what they're supposed to do. It's great. This is great. It certainly ran over. The 2 hours was a little ambitious. Has to be 3 hours, right, Ben?
Well, it probably could have been 2 hours, but I think we was waiting for some more people to come, and then the speech from Jennifer that ended up going for a long time.
It's great because they all wanted to talk.
Yes.
Yeah, we've had some. We really have had some great presentations. You did a great job, Benjamin. I couldn't understand in the beginning. I couldn't see the polls.
I'm not too sure because Janae, she's a co-host as well, and she was able to see them. I'm not sure why you could not see them. Maybe
some of the guests didn't see the polls either.
And you joined on your computer, correct?
Now I've got the bar along the bottom. I've got the polling button along the bottom now. I haven't had it before, but it showed up now.
The only thing that I can possibly think of is maybe since you're logged on as the account holder that you cannot see it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal anyway. We had a backup plan. I always like having a backup plan. I'm very excited about this summit There's so much good information from here that we can share.
So I'm gonna just let everyone know that the breakout rooms will be closing in 3 minutes.
No, 3 minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes. Jennifer, 3 minutes. Benjamin?
Yes.
When I do the last raffle, are you going to show the image of the raffle 4?
Yes.
Janae's
Mm-hmm.
going to do raffle 3, and I do raffle 4. Okay.
So I'm just quickly going to breakout rooms and let them know that they have 2 minutes, because I'm not sure if they received that message that I sent out to everyone.
We are waiting for everybody.
Okay, we're just waiting for everybody to come back.
So I guess I'll give them a few minutes before I go in.
All the breakout groups are back in.
It seems like.
Go ahead.
Yeah, everyone should be back.
Go ahead, Janae.
Okay, so it's raffle time again. And in this raffle, we will select 8 lucky winners. The prize for this raffle is a gorgeous watch set. Well, 3 different watch sets. So let me look at the lucky numbers. And the lucky numbers are 148, 35, 147, 71, 2, 36, 269, and 55. Congratulations. Stay tuned.
Great, congratulations. Okay, Reina, you are up for the closing session.
All right. You're going to see the second half of the video you saw in the beginning on character strengths. Another word for character strengths is gifts. And we've talked a lot about that. And all of the gifts that you mentioned, actually, a lot of them were the strengths. So here's that video, and I'll be back after that to talk about it.
The reason this is so important is because the research in character strengths shows that living, working, and playing in our top or signature character strengths leads to more whole being, higher creativity, greater happiness, increased self-confidence, and who doesn't want that? And my favorite, a decrease in anxiety. I actually had an aha moment where I realized and looked back upon things that just didn't resonate with me or just were a wrong fit for me. And usually those things were violating elements of my character, things that were in my top 5, my signature strength area. Understanding how you are strong and uniquely strong will help you through those challenges, through challenging times, through stress, through things that are difficult. I want to give you some tools, maybe tools that you didn't know you have, but they've always been with you. The thing I'm trying to impart to you the most is that you were born this way. You were born as wonderful and as gifted as you are just by being born. You're special. You're valuable. You mean something. Sometimes you don't see yourself. You know, we get so used to being labeled by other people or minimized or marginalized. And sometimes we believe it. Knowing your value, owning your value, understanding it. When you really embrace yourself and who you are, that is the first step to becoming your destiny. This is the journey that I'm excited for you to be on. This is about you. You are unique, you are strong, and I hope to be a part of helping you figure out how your strengths can help you. Thank you so much for having me be a part of this, and I look forward to speaking with you.
All right, so now I'm going to do a little activity. I want to teach you how these strengths like show up in your life, okay? And in order to do that, I want you to look at this image that you are seeing right now. These are the 24 strengths. Notice so many of these things you mentioned as your gifts, which I was really excited to see. And what I want to do is have a brave volunteer tell me a 30-second story, 30 seconds of you feeling like you were in the zone, you were in flow, you were doing something or having an experience where you just felt like, oh my God, I was born to do this. This feels so fun, makes me so happy. I want something like that. This is called a best self story. So can we see somebody who would like to do that? And maybe maybe a mentor might suggest someone who they spoke to in a breakout room, or you know, anybody, you could volunteer, your friends, you know.
I could volunteer.
Okay, beautiful. And since I only see my image, tell me your name.
Oh, I'm Valeria Vasquez.
Valeria, thank you so much. So tell us your 30-second best self story.
So basically, for a while, I was kind of confused on what I wanted to do because there's nothing that really like struck me as like, oh, I'm very passionate about this. But this year I've been taking chemistry, and then I was having a whole conversation with my teacher in the middle of class, online of course, because I don't go to actual school. And I was so passionate about it because it was just so much fun, and I'm really intrigued, and that's what I want to do. And when I go to college, I want to be a chemical engineer. And yeah, that's my 30-second story.
Okay, good. You know what? You have more seconds to tell. Tell me a little about how it made you feel when you finally clicked into what you knew you wanted to do. Like, tell me maybe how you got there. Was there a homework assignment that you felt like everybody was like, oh, and you were like, yay?
Yeah, kind of, because it was actually about the classwork, and like she asked a question, and then she was like, does anybody know the answer? And I was like, is it this? And she's like, oh my god, yeah. And then I'm like, dude, really? And then she was like, yeah. And then we went a whole tangent about it, and the class was just sitting there like, can they stop talking? But it was fine, it was funny. And like the way I felt was just I got really happy because like I was like, oh my gosh, I've always loved science since I was little, and that's what I know. I always wanted to do something in science. I didn't know specifically, but I knew I wanted to do something in the field, and I was like, this is what I want to do. This is it.
That is amazing. First of all, bravo to your teacher also. It's so important when teachers and mentors compliment people on things that they might not themselves even see that, oh my God, I'm good at this, or I love this. I remember getting compliments from teachers that I still remember to this day, and it helped push me forward into exploring something. So let me tie in these character strengths to what Valeria just said. In her best self story, I saw love. She figured out that she loved something, which was zest because she got excited about it. Perseverance, because that is not an easy subject whatsoever. Love of learning, for sure. Bravery, even in raising your hand to answer a question, not knowing if it's right. Gratitude, I think that there was an element of gratitude for the subject matter, for something to finally like feel like it was her. I think that honesty came into this because she had a moment of truly understanding herself, and definitely curiosity. So all of those strengths really came forward for Valeria. And you know, this works in another way too. When we have extreme hardship, our strengths get us through. I know that for me, well, zest is up there. My number one is appreciation of beauty and excellence. So to me, there was somebody earlier in, I believe, our breakout session who said something about looking at nature was one, and it was a really cool name. Like it had like Richard and something. Somebody, and I thought, oh my God, she must have right here as a value. So I want you to think about, it's not just in your best self moments, it's in hardships and stress. For me, humor's up there. And I know that when I'm going through hardship, I'm like inappropriately cracking jokes, but that's how I handle it. Like that's how I process that. And some of you might have the same response to stress, right? Okay, so thank you for sharing that image.
We have a few more volunteers, Reina. We have Alejandra and we have Jenny. So I think we have time to take two more.
Amazing. Okay, great. And if you don't mind sharing,
you can't see the chat box.
So, a little bit, yeah.
We have Alexandra and Jenny. We can take Alexandra first, and then we can take Jenny.
Alexandra, perfect.
Okay, perfect. Hi, I'm Alexandra. So basically all I was going to say was that like, I think a big thing with mindfulness is understanding what helps you. So like what helped me, because like I go to therapy. So like a big thing that helped me that I don't think a lot of people realize is that you have to get the ball rolling when you don't feel productive. So you can do little tasks and then start trying to do big tasks, because the more little tasks you do, the better it is. Like you just feel more productive. So there was this one time that I was like, it was probably at the start of last year. So like when Corona started happening, and I was just really like failing like all of my classes. And I used to be like a really like good student. So it was just really bad. But then in one of my classes, cause I was taking a bunch of AP classes, so I had to focus on like every single class. And I don't know what happened, but I was trying this technique, just trying little tasks. And I ended up like spending 4 hours researching like South Korean like plastic surgery, because I was doing a research project on like the well-being of like South Korean women and like the plastic surgery industry. And I was just like really entrenched in like all their problems and researching. So I really like researching. I figured that out. And I just took, and it honestly like helped me be more mindful and just focus on something. So yeah, that was mine.
Oh, that's amazing, Alexandra. I mean, even just in looking at that, I hear, how about everybody in the chat? What did you hear in her story, in all of that, getting the ball rolling, focusing, delving deep, spending 4 hours researching something? So let's see what we can spot. This is called strength spotting, love of learning. Absolutely. She likes to research, bravery, perseverance. Absolutely. Social intelligence too, self-discovery, curiosity. You know, what you're naming, even if they're not on the list, there's so many more strengths that make it to this list. Like patience, right? Resilience, passion. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Alexandra. That is, yeah, perspective for sure. But like comparing one culture to the next, really being able to have a judgment and think about someone else's experience. By the way, judgment is open-mindedness. That's another word for that. So that's terrific. Thank you so much. And I think that you said Jenny was also going to share a best self story. I would love to hear that.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so my story begins when I was in middle school, and I began because I was stressed from like not knowing what I wanted to do in life. So I started an orchid garden, and then after that I realized I loved the design aspect of like organizing my plants and how they grew and how they made me feel so like I was doing something. And then I began to have that interest. And it was because of like that time of self-reflection, like that I can have to myself, that I then like I told my mom like I want to do something in design. And then she found this where like the school that I'm at right now. And it just opened so many doors for me. And I feel like without like that time for myself to reflect on what I did on my day, I would have never like been where I am now.
Jenny, that's beautiful. I have a feeling, and by the way, you're going to get the Women of Tomorrow resources list. You're going to all get a link to the survey that allows you to take a test, and it will tell you 1 to 24 what your strengths are. Your top 5 through 8 are considered your signature, but I'm going to be a mind reader, Jenny. I feel like you and I are probably very similar. I think you have appreciation of beauty and excellence. I think you have zest. I have a feeling you're going to have curiosity and creativity and love. I think that these things are going to show up. I love that story. And that's, you know, doing anything in nature is a form of meditation, and it just slows everything down. It's beautiful. I love that one. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for sharing that. And I don't know if we have time for more, Anita, or if we do.
No, I think we should go into the Q&A, the questions and answer sessions. The Q&A, Reina, if we'd like to open up the floor now, because we're sensitive to the fact that we've kept you all, and thank you so much for staying with us. We have one last raffle that we'll do just after the Q&A. I know that the team are ready to do that, but I think we should go first to the questions and answers and from the session overall. And we have a number of our speakers still with us, and Jennifer, our founder, is still with us for a few more minutes. So yeah, if you want to unmic yourself, and let's just be sensitive to you know, not speaking over each other. So go ahead. Who has the first question? Now
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Valeria.
I was wondering if like all like the mentors could like put their what's it called, their social media like at like tag, I guess it's called, in the chat, so we could follow them if they're comfortable with that, of course.
Yeah, if any of the speakers would like to put their social media handle in the chat box, yep, that's great. That's not a problem. And you can also, I'd like to also mention, which some of you maybe already do, you can follow Women of Tomorrow on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and what's the other one? Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We have a presence on all of the social media handles.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
What would be the main activities that we would be participating in throughout the year?
So in your mentoring session, which school are you at?
I'm at West Boca High School in Palm Beach County.
Yep. Okay. So I'm gonna turn the floor to Benjamin. He can answer your question. He's the one who is the day-to-day contact for your mentoring sessions. Benjamin, are you there?
Yes, just give me a second. Emily, is this your first year in the program?
Yes, I'm a freshman.
Okay, perfect. Because I do know that we did bring in a lot of new students at your school. So our first thing that we're going to work on is hosting that first mentoring session. I believe that mentoring session would be next week. So we're going to host that first mentoring session, and then as soon as that mentoring session has been hosted, we're going to work with your mentors and your school coordinators just to come up with different activities in different events that we can plan towards the second half of the school year.
And let me just add on to that if I can, because just as a broad overview for Women of Tomorrow, I mean, this year, our theme is building a plan for your future. And I think a lot of your mentors are going to be talking to you about what you can do to build a plan for your future. But in general, if you have things in particular, if you have issues, if you have problems, if you have likes something that you really want to learn about, let your mentor know. And then the mentors will work to address those issues, we can bring in guest speakers that, maybe there's somebody who wants to be a nurse or a lawyer or something like that. And if that's not the background of your mentor, we can try and bring in a special guest speaker who is from that background, who can teach you more about that kind of profession. We're going to be doing some virtual field trips, hopefully. By next year, when we will hopefully be back to normal and meeting in person during the school day, things will change quite a bit and it'll be even more interactive. But there should be lots of things you'll have lots of things going on this year that your mentor will plan for. But additionally, if you tell them what you really want to learn about or something you want to know more about, they can do that as well. So just to keep that in mind, please be engaged in your mentoring sessions. It's sometimes a little harder on this, on technology, but if you're engaged in the sessions and you tell the mentor, they will seek to get you what you need. Do we have some other questions? Are there any general
I had a question.
Program?
I have
Sure.
a question.
The question that I had was, how can we ensure that we stay active with Women of Tomorrow after we've graduated if we're a senior?
Benjamin, well, first of all, we do have WhatConnect.com. Benjamin, do you want to address that a little? And do you have our app downloaded? You have our app downloaded?
No.
Okay. Are you, what grade are you in, or are you a graduate? What's your status?
I'm a senior at Miramar High School.
Okay, so you will be, or you should be, downloading our app, which if you just go on the App Store, it's the Women of Tomorrow app, and it looks just like our logo, the red and white logo. And hopefully that'll even facilitate, in the future. But we also have whatconnect.com that you will go on when you graduate, and you'll sign up there. And that's one of the ways you'll keep in contact, and you'll also be able to communicate with other graduates and along with some of the mentors. So
Okay, thank you.
But just make sure that you stay in touch with our office. You also have our office information, and we should be to, always be in contact, because we want you to stay with us forever.
Exactly.
Thank
Exactly.
you.
Okay, next question. We have a question from Marley. Marley, do you have a question? Marley? Nope. Okay, so Valeria Vasquez. Valeria, do you have a question?
Anita, I didn't have a question, but thank you for asking, but I was muted.
Do you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. I just saw your hand was raised, Marley.
Oh, I think it was from before, but no, I don't have a question. Thank
Okay,
you.
no problem. I thank you for being here, Marley.
I love it.
Yes, thank you. We do too. Laura Castillon, do you have a question? I see your hand raised.
Yeah, I had a question because I sometimes struggle to like motivate myself because I have a lot of plans. So I was wondering how, you guys motivate yourselves.
Sometimes when you have to motivate yourself, you just start by doing something. Even if it's not what you need to do, even if it's not what you're trying to get to, you just start. We had one of our girls talking about starting small, just do it. It's like they say when you're writing that people get writer's block and they can't write. How do you write? How do you complete a writing project? You just start. Whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, you don't have to do it perfectly. You don't even have to do it well initially, but you have to start. And, once your body is in action, once your mind is in action, you start to get more motivated. And if you just keep practicing that, you will enable yourself to get motivated. That you just have to do it, is really the thing. I saw somebody else had a question in here about anxiety. And how do you get through performance anxiety? And it's really kind of all the same. You need to make sure that you're eating well, that you have, good, decent nutrition. You need to make sure you're exercising. Exercising is great for anxiety. It's also great for clearing your head. It's great for getting you moving. Again, when you're in motion, you're much more likely to be in motion. Busy people accomplish more than people who are not busy, because the busier you are, you have to schedule your time very tightly, and you do, and you make sure you get everything done. There's an old saying, you want to get something done, ask a busy person, because they will handle it. People who are not busy tend to get into the laziness because you're not in motion. And so sometimes you just need to move, as a long answer to your question.
Yeah, exactly. That's great advice. Just do it. Just start. Callie, was that Callie? I have two hands raised. I have Simaj. Simaj, am I pronouncing your name correctly? I apologize if I'm not.
Oh, my name is Samaj, so kind of.
What a lovely name.
Thank you. I had a question because I want to be like more of a leader, but I was looking for like more like leadership tips, like how to become more of a leader, like how you do that.
Yeah, for instance, I think, well, last year on the Miami Dolphins, I was co-captain, and this year I'm captain. I think one thing that's really important about being a leader is being someone that you would want to follow yourself. I think like you have leaders all around you, like your teachers, your parents, like those people are essentially leaders. So when you try to lead other people, I would try to, not try to, but I would do as I would like to see, I try to be the person that I would want to follow. And that's what I try to do with my group. Just try to be really attentive and understanding of people. And that is really different when you're working with different personalities and things. I also teach dance to like little kids, as far as like high schoolers, like your age. So you got to know how to understand people. So it's really important that when you decide to take on the leadership position, you're also willing and able to listen to those around you and adapt to what those individuals may need. I hope that answers your question.
Great response. Okay, so we will go now to the next. Yes, go ahead.
My question is like, how do you, like when you're little, you think you know what you want to do and stuff, like how do you actually know what you want to do? Like there's so many options, like how do you put like your mind to this one thing that you're gonna be good at and you want to do it?
Right.
You don't have to know. You
when
don't
I
have
think
to
that
know
I
everything.
can. Well,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, Jennifer's going to respond. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. If someone else wanted to respond, one sec. You don't have to know everything you're going to do in life when you're in high school. Okay. It takes a while. And it kind of goes back to what I was saying before, find what you love, follow those paths, follow all those paths, all multiple paths there are. The more interests you have, the more you will see that eventually they'll all come together. Follow all the paths, and then, you know, kind of look for where your openings are and what you have to do. You know, there's a lot of people who want to do a lot of things, but they don't have the perseverance to stay in the positions that they really want. What you really want to do, you have to have so much perseverance for, and you really have to put up with a lot of rejection, and you have to put up with a lot of, you know, aggravation. I used to say, when people would say to me sometimes in my early years of television, you know, how can you put up with some of that stuff? And I used to say, you know, the aggravation never gets less. The aggravation never goes away. You just get more well compensated for it. Anything you want to do is going to be competitive, and anything you want to do is going to have a lot of downsides to it, as well as all of the upsides. You have to find the thing that you really are passionate enough about to put up with all the aggravation for, to put up with all the downsides, you know, the long hours, you know, the things that you don't want to do in order to achieve the things that you do. And when you find that, you know, you'll pretty much know it. And there's nothing wrong with starting one thing and then finding out that's not for you and moving on to the next one.
Exactly. Okay, so great. So I think what we'll do, we'll move to the last raffle. Just before we do that, I just want to mention a couple of things. So first of all, thank you. Our heartfelt thanks to all of the speakers who have given up their Saturday morning today. A little apology that we've kept you so long. I think that we definitely need this summit and workshop to be 3 hours. You know, we're very grateful for you staying with us. And also just want to thank all the speakers, all the attendees. Thank you for staying with us. This conversation will continue. You know, we are going to be sending out all of the resources to you individually, directly. We're going to be shipping the gifts to you. We're going to be sending you the resources next week. And I want you to know that you're not alone in this community, that Women of Tomorrow is here for you. We will help you in any way and support you in any way we can. We're all trying to still find our way as well. As Raina was talking about all the character strengths, we're all still trying to identify and find our character strengths. But the opportunity that Women of Tomorrow gives you is a monthly meeting in your school that will help you strive towards reaching your dreams and achieving your dreams. That's our goal. Our goal is to help you build on the talents and the strengths that you have. And, you know, as Jennifer mentioned, and I agree with Tara, the quote that Jennifer talked about, everything in your life will have meaning. Whether it's positive or negative, everything that you endure, everything that you experience will have meaning. And I think one of the other speakers, Callie, mentioned, we have the power to make the decision based on our circumstances. So, you know, you're very empowered, and, you know, we're very grateful to have you as members of our Women of Tomorrow program. So, and then the other thing is that there will be additional prizes going out next week to the district, the county that had the most attendance at this summit, the district, the second district that had most attendance, the first school with the least attendance, the first school with the most attendance, and the second school with the most attendance. We're going to calculate all those numbers based on the attendance, and so there will be more prizes going out, but everybody that attended today will get a prize. And we will be in touch with you early next week to get your address of where you would like us to mail your prizes and your gifts to you. So you might get them maybe towards the end of next week. If not, you'll definitely receive them the week of December 14th. So just in time for the holiday. So the next raffle is the last raffle, and we have 12 lucky winners. And the prizes are a scarf, a tie-dye lounge set, perfume, and also Miami Heat backpacks. We have a nice Miami Heat backpack that we're going to share with a number of folks. So looking at the list here, the numbers are the winner of the scarf is number 69. The winner of the lounge set is number 10. The perfume is number 20. And the Miami Heat backpacks are number 7, number 118, 255, 206, 354, 337, 362, 313, and number 23. So we know who has those numbers. So even if they've left, we will be matching the attendee with the gift, with the number. So we'll be sending out the gifts in the next week or 10 days. So before we close out, we have a few of our speakers have had to leave because they have other appointments, but the Women of Tomorrow staff are still on with us. So if you have any additional questions that you'd like to ask us, we can stay on for maybe another 5 or 10 minutes. We'd love to chat more with you. The speakers, you're welcome to stay. Rochelle, Tara, I see you. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We really appreciate it. But if any of the mentees have questions or anything we can help you with, we'd love to chat for you another 5 minutes. Just open your microphone and go for it.
Is there anyone that has questions about the scholarship application or the process?
Good question, Ben.
I do. I'm a junior at West Boca High School, and when I was a freshman, there were a bunch of seniors that have trouble with getting the scholarship for their college, and I wanted to know that when I had to apply, because I'm a junior right now, so would I need to apply this year or next year?
So you would apply next year, and the scholarship is usually opens up in November, and it's usually due around the 2nd or 3rd week of February. So the scholarship is not available for you just yet, but as soon as you become a senior, you should be able to complete and fill out the scholarship application next school year.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Gabriela.
I also have a question.
Okay.
Does the scholarship also include out of state or just only in Florida?
So most of our partner scholarships are actually in state. If there's any cash awards that we have, those cash awards can be used out of state, but I would say 80% of the scholarship that we award pretty much this year would be for schools that are in state.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Sorry, go ahead, Benjamin.
Okay. Also, the scholarship it was sent to the school coordinators as well as the mentors. So if you guys need to get a copy of the scholarship, just reach out to your school sponsor.
Exactly. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention also is that we will be doing another series of summits like this, conversations with larger groups. We'll do another one in the spring, and most likely in February. And we'll send out to you a little few questions next week and do a little.
I think she froze.
I think so.
Maybe she lost connection.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. But Alexandria, oh, your mic doesn't work. I guess depending on what county you're in, well, you can email any one of us. I'll provide my email, Alexandria, and then that's how you'll know.
Is there any other questions?
What's the Women of Tomorrow app for specifically?
So the application is where you guys will be filling out all of your paperwork in regards to our program, and it's also a tool utilized by your school's sponsors so that they can input your attendance from the monthly meetings. So we expect the paperwork to be fully available on the app within the coming weeks. So as soon as that is finished, we'll be sending you guys an email. We will be communicating with your mentors that you guys can actually fill out the paperwork. Also the app contains different resources as well. So it will contain links to other scholarships as well as different volunteering opportunities.
Another question that following up the app. When I download the app, it says sign in. I don't have an account for Women of Tomorrow, so I don't know. Like
Okay, which school are you at?
Barbara Goldman Senior High.
Okay, so your school coordinator, if she has not already created a profile for you, that's something that she has to do so that you can have access to the account. So we'll just be in touch with your school coordinator to make sure that you and your other fellow mentees have access to the app.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Benjamin, she's one of mine. She's one of mine. And actually, I have been telling them that I was going to do that. I don't know how to do that. I was trying to see if maybe Jeannie could help me with that.
Yes. So just so just send us an email and then we can schedule time with you next week to help you add in all of your students.
Right, because I have to create a portal, correct?
So you have to create a profile for each of your mentees.
Okay, but that's done in the portal?
Yes, that's done in the portal. But in order to create their profile, make sure to get their email addresses.
I have all their information. What I don't know is how to create my portal to add them in there so that I can start doing attendance that way. I don't know how to do that.
Marley, while I have you here, I
Yes.
emailed you earlier this week to touch bases with you and Mariela. She's provided me her availability. I can actually show you all of that in a Zoom meeting. Mariela's already provided me her availability. So if you would go back to the email, or if you want me to send you another email to start the conversation, then you can just send me your availability for next week and I can get with Mariela to reconfirm hers.
Oh, that is perfect. If you can resend it to me just in case I missed it for any reason.
Of course, of course.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
If you need my email, I can give it to you.
We should already have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just writing myself a note with my big pen.
Okay.
Okay, so I would like to take the opportunity. I see that we have a few of the speakers still with us. Would any of the speakers like to say anything as we close out? Connie, I know that you're driving. If you're driving and you don't want to speak, that's fine. Anybody else? Is Cody still with us? Cody was here. No. Okay, great. So I think that we're good. I think you're ready to go and enjoy your weekend. And definitely take time. I encourage you to take time to think about what you heard this morning from Callie, from the Dolphins cheerleader. You know, the calm that she brought, definitely focus on that. And then there's a lot of inspirational, aspirational messages that we got. I know that I'm going to be referring to them as well. I use the Calm app every morning. My day would not be the same if I did not do my meditation in the morning. I need it. It's like a little food for me. So I encourage you, Cynthia, Ben, and Janae will be sending you the resources next week of where you can download and get access to all of the messaging, the positive messaging that we shared with you today. We want to keep out the negative and we want to focus on the positive. So anything that we can do to help you on your journey, please know that we're here for you. And we wish you all the best, and enjoy this beautiful Florida Sunday weekend, and take good care of yourself and take good care of each other.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you one more thing. The PowerPoint and the presentation on the character traits and the PowerPoint on mindfulness, are they willing to share that with us?
Yeah, we'll get those for you, Marley. We'll send those. We'll reach out. We'll reach out to the speakers and get those. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
So have a great weekend.
Thank you so
Everyone,
much.
thank you for attending.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great weekend.
We'll be back in person.
Bye.
We'll be back in person soon. We're all going to meet in person next year.
Next year.
It's right.
It's not too far. Next year is not far away.
Yeah, next year is not far away, as Janae says. We're gonna be back in school visiting with you guys by the summer, by June for sure. Or well, you'll be on summer vacation by then. But we'll definitely be in seeing each other in person soon. For that, I'm definitely confident.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it as well. Take good care of yourself.
Have a nice weekend, everybody.